Today, I planned my snack time badly. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. It is wonderful to see you here today. Welcome to another episode of One Can Hope with me. And as always, I am not alone. I am here with our wonderful 4 players. Thank you for joining us, no matter whether you are watching the VOD or whether you're here live. It's wonderful. And no matter where you come from or how you're doing today, I hope you can come in here and enjoy just a plain good old story. And of course, hello players.
Hello.
Today we will be testing the death move mechanic, so look out for that.
I wonder who that could be.
It could not be for the person who off-screen rolled 2 4s and a 2 for their prayer dice, which can be changed into a 4, and so, hey, this session, I'm fucked.
Stream for us so we can hear music.
Oh shit, sorry about that. Right. I have no announcements today, so we're just gonna, we're gonna get right into the episode. But before we do that, I think I'll just as always, we have we do have a few things to remind you of. For example, if you want to know all the things we're using in stream today and some resources that might come up, please go ahead and check out the description of this video, and you will see there's some very helpful things there. And that's not all. Yes, if you're not part of the Discord, you should be. That's where we hang out. And where we talk about things together. It's not a bad group of not a bad group. Hey, welcome. Very nice to have you here. Right. So, in the absence of any announcements, shall we begin? Let us sound off. Ash? Are you present?
No,
Candy.
never. What?
Doddles. Sylv.
Hello.
Doddles, was that a... Wait, I've heard that in gaming before. That's a soundbite from somewhere.
I'm glad you recognized it. That was just a random noise.
Okay, it sounds like something from Dead Space. I don't know why. It gave me Dead Space vibes.
Getting snurred.
Right. Without further ado, if you were expecting a dooze, you will be sorely disappointed. For without further ado, we shall begin with episode 5 of One Can Hope. Welcome to episode 5 of One Can Hope. Truly, I will never get tired of that.
Yeah.
It makes us feel so official, you know? It really elevates it. Right. Not really a fan of the first message being yet another reminder that you rolled your prayer dice, but, you know, what can you do? Right, I've refreshed the session, so any of your abilities can refresh as well. then we shall begin.
Wow, that's evil. It doesn't
First.
even tell you what he rolled.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Just that he
Actually-
rolled. That's
it's
ominous.
actually really bad.
That's
ominous,
very
that's
ominous.
rude.
I'm gonna do just the 3d4 from now on. I think because it's.
I
Like,
think that might be good, so you can show for
I
chat.
could tell you why I just rolled. Oh, MJ, I rolled 3/4 again.
Oh no!
Oh.
I think rolling 3d4 in chat would probably be best. Yes. All right. So, let's begin with a little recap. I think everyone's done one, right? So we're gonna
Yeah.
Except for 5, so yeah.
we're gonna roll a d4. Right. In random order. 1 is Duddles, 2 is Sylv, 3 is Candy, 4 is Ash. Go. A 2. Sylv.
No, you were literally saying.
I was just saying, I feel like I've forgotten everything. Oh no. Okay.
No,
what
it's
I
okay.
remember-
So there's no pressure. There are 2 things to help you. Well, there's one thing really. I write session summaries in the Discord. You can just go read those if you're feeling lazy. But also, if you don't know, I've also written one. So if you can't do it
but
today,
I-
then I'll read. It's fine.
I do remember we had ended with the lovely little
The camera
food
work.
and other playing session.
Oh, that
and
was
then
last
we
one.
went-
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one. We traveled quickly to the inn, the Kovarru, for this fucking stupid name. I love it. I had a tiny
great
brief
name.
chat with old Wolfman,
Mm-hmm.
and then hurried down the mountainside to try and reach Kovarru as quickly as possible, so that we could ask that, like, hey, is everything okay? Do you guys know what that counselor guy is doing? Like, this isn't good. This is probably not a good thing. We were ambushed by a cockatrice that wasn't all okay. There was something monstrous about it.
Indeed.
We killed it, yes.
A cockatrice is already
and then-
pretty monstrous, though.
Yes, but it was extra so. Started heading back down, and we noticed a Qual dude spying on us, and captured him and interrogated him a little bit, but didn't get much out of him. And then Ochros grabbed everyone onto his back and sprinted towards Kovarru.
Indeed.
Yes,
the
beautiful.
first settlement you found in Kovarru with a little sign next to it that says Kinta's Rest. Kinta, incidentally, is also the name of the Bonbao, the monkey folk that you saw on the statue as you arrived. Right. That was pretty good. That's exactly what happened, actually. So, down the mountain you go. As the wind continues to blow around you, and Ochros carries you with heavy footfalls into the city. You stagger into Kinta's Rest, cold, tired, and drained. And now, you must decide what to do with your spy, and how you're going to go about your business here. Kinta's Rest. Ah, yes. No, I know.
Okay.
I see Candy is rearing to go. I know what you want to do. I'll first start by once you enter the place, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So, let me darken the scene a little bit so that it doesn't look.
Oh, pretty.
So, at some point, I'm considering something with art, because right now I'm just getting scenery art, and it's hard to like get art that's available to us that I can have a city on and a town and stuff. But I'll talk about that afterwards. But it's something that I'm looking into. Let me darken this scene so that it can make a little bit more sense. It is the dead of night. And here, you find yourselves stumbling into a city. You are on one side of a river that followed you from the mountain pass. It winds down and it split away from the path and then came back to join it, and you enter a town that is built not through but on top of this wide river that flows downstream deeper into the valley. This first settlement is not the sprawling city that some of you might have seen. I don't think anyone has actually been in one of the sort of really giant cities of Ketakara, except for maybe Ochros has kind of wandered through one every now and then. But this is certainly more of a town, but it's definitely one of the bigger settlements, if not. And you know that it serves as the capital here, as was printed on the sign. This town itself, named Kinta's Rest, is, as I said, built over a river. The town itself hasn't appeared to disturb the river at all. There are no dams or any other types of infrastructure built to change the flow of water. It makes for a very interesting layout of the city. The river is flanked on one side with trees, and on the other side with rocky outcroppings, on top of both of which the people have built. And so you have the city divided into three main sections. There's one that's more on the rocky side, that's built on like stilts above the rocks for the riverbanks to rise and fall safely. On the tree side, the forested side has places built in, around, and between the trees. Strong trees have entire houses on top of them, and slightly smaller trees are sort of suspended little walkways that move between them and things like that. The river side is obviously where a lot of the main docks are and piers, and you walk into the town in the height of its sleepiness. It is currently 1:30 in the morning in Kovarru, and once you arrive, the only noise that you make, or the only noise that is audible around the area, are your own footsteps crunching in the snow. Everyone is sleeping. Perhaps as you move further in, you might notice a couple of people out and about, but not really actively doing much, just sort of maybe sitting on a balcony, like on a rocking chair, or having a late night smoke if they can't sleep, or something like that. Either way, you've arrived at the outskirts to the city. I'll ask... Yeah, I think before we really get into it, yes, I think I know Candy wants to do something. So let me place your tokens here so I can add an encounter, and then I'll ask Candy, what is it you would like to do?
Yay. Entering into this place and seeing that we have someone with us who, for lack of a better term, doesn't want to be there with us. Isn't the most cooperative with speaking and such, and Ramba just gets the sense that the moment we're distracted, they're going to try to make a sprint for it. She will take her quarterstaff and kind of start walking backwards in front of our feathered friend.
Okay.
And wordlessly, she'll start playing a fast-pitched, low tune, trying to enrapture.
Haha. All right. They make a spellcast roll against a target within close range. On a success, they become temporarily enraptured. While enraptured, the target's attention is fixed on you, narrowing their field of view and drowning out any sound but your voice. And once pressed on a success, you can mark a stress to force the enraptured target to mark a stress as well. Okay. So you don't have to do the stress part if you don't want to.
Yeah, I will not.
Okay.
They're stressed enough already as is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so because there's no, because of how magic works in Eyya, for the
Yes.
foreseeable future, as we walk around, Ramba will just be playing this tune and just using it as the magic will carry, and just kind of something about it will catch the attention of this qual, and she will be playing this tune as they walk quietly, going forward. So she cannot speak as she's playing it. She is forcing this, trying to be as magically,
Yeah.
magically enticing as she can to kind of stop this qual from looking anywhere but her.
Okay.
Hopefully, if they choose to have the thought to escape, they won't know where to go. They'll fall over themselves.
Okay. As I said,
so-
or as you know, it's not just the four of you walking into, or the five of you, including Lamy, walking into
Yes.
town. There's Qual next to you, or in front of you rather, wings bound around his body. Badeek, the Qual spy that you found, who could not combat the cold winds on the mountaintop to escape you, and you in fact have captured him and are looking to do something with him. What that is, time will tell. But first, as you start to play a melody, I think I had an idea to make this kind of like, instead of necessarily charming him, it more like, I had the idea that maybe you use the world song to kind of search through, not like just a total lack of context. You just sort of search through and figure out what melodies would make his brain respond the best. And you don't really know what you're playing. You're just playing according to the information the world song feeds you based on what you sense from him.
That makes sense.
And hope that it's something that he will focus on. So go ahead and make a roll, please.
I will. Don't really think any of my experiences help for this. Potentially
Let's
Speaker for the Wild, but I feel like it's more of a stretch for this type of.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
what you're doing might work because, like, what's happening in your head?
Remember, it's also okay for you to not. Yeah, sometimes experiences don't apply. That's also
Oh
fine.
yeah. I don't think they'll fully apply this.
Especially when your character's trying to do something that they don't ordinarily do either.
She's
Okay,
distracting
now-
enough on her own. She doesn't usually need the help.
All right, make the roll. Difficulty 15.
Okay.
Oh ho.
Lovely.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting. I'll get a fear. Ooh,
Oh, so much fear.
my door is knocking. Hold on. Yes.
Oh!
Come in. She can't slide dinner
guy?
under the door. It's too thin. Hang on.
Oh,
Aww.
Oh. Oh wow, that looks great. Wow, you're the best. The prisoner is being fed. Locked in a dungeon of my own making. Okay. Oh, it looks lovely. Right. So, a 19 with fear. That does make it. I will take a fear. And this is perfect. I was really hoping for a roll with fear. So,
of course
Oh
you were.
no.
you... Let's see here. Okay. There's one thing I want you to that I want you to tell me. First, you. Now we know that when Rauna made a roll to tie up Badeek, it wasn't a very high roll. I didn't say whether it succeeded or failed, but it was also with fear. Obviously, characters don't know what they roll for things, right? They don't know they're rolling dice. So, is there another? What is the reason why? What is the reason for Ramba doing this? To keep him from like shouting out or just kind of a reinforced measure? Or whatever?
So as we're entering a place with other people around, we're entering some sort of civilization and stuff. Ramba would have the idea that if this person has been keeping an eye on them, he told them that there's people from this place that that aren't very trusting of Ochros, and by association, all of them.
Okay.
She has this information, so entering a place that's nearby, seemingly maybe some people he would know would be around, prevent him from knowing where to go to find them. Slipping is like getting out of their view because he knows the place better than they do.
Okay. Cool,
Like,
cool, cool.
now that the threat of the icy winds from the other place aren't as prevalent here, now that we're down, it's like makes more sense now that she would keep a bit more of an eye on him.
Yeah,
with all
makes
that
perfect sense.
information and stuff.
Okay. So, in that case, the melody makes it through to his ears, and he was kind of looking around, and you see that as you enter the town, his body language kind of suggests he's a crafty guy. And yeah, he's been looking this way and that, and as your melody finds him, his eyes kind of, he glances at you, and then he gives you a double take, and then he slows, and as you're just kind of walking in a aimless direction, you're not sure where to go yet, but he continues to follow that path, and then gives you a sort of tilted glance and says, How do you know that tune?
A shrug. As she continues to play.
You must have been here before. And for the time being, you can see that he seems pretty focused on what you're doing, and more confused than anything else. But the effect that you're having on him suggests that was something very personal, and he's having a sort of personal reaction to it. And in response, before I give the spotlight to Ochros, I'm going to. Oh, I hate that it pauses when we begin encounters. Oh well. Before I give the spotlight to Ochros, you hear, as you walk through the town, a sort of shutter open on a 2-story building to your left, and it just cracks to the side, and you hear a sort of looming shadow lean out of the window and go, "Oi! Keep the noise down! We're trying to sleep here!"
And stop shouting, you fucking idiot.
Oh, who said that? Then someone else on the first floor just kind of cracks open a little window and goes, "What's with all the ruckus?" Another one, a couple of streets or a couple of houses away, goes, "Shh!
I don't know. This idiot just started shouting out of the window. We're trying to sleep."
And there's a little bit of commotion, and one of the things you hear is more key that a slightly older voice going, "It's the day before the festival. What is all of this ruckus? Someone call someone!" And there's a bit of a ruckus that you've created, and you can hear footsteps of someone lit by torchlight. You see the torchlight first. Footsteps as multiple figures are walking down the same street and about to meet you. They're rounding a corner, so you don't see them yet. So, Ochros, what do you do?
So as we're walking along, like, stuff's happening around them, but I think his focus is on the group and then Badeek, and he's actually going to turn a little bit as they walk and regard Badeek and just say, "Do you have somewhere you stay here in the town?"
Badeek, you look over at Badeek and he doesn't hear you. He doesn't seem to respond to your voice.
His trunk comes over and gently nudges him in the face.
Shut up, I'm trying to hear. Just he brushes your trunk away.
And I'm trying to speak to you. Where is your home here?
He still can't hear you.
I think
he's gonna
yeah, so Ramba is picking up that, oh, it's really working. He's gonna just...
Yeah.
He's gonna be like... pause the playing for a little bit just to be like...
He hears your
do you
voice,
stay
it's not
anywhere-
Ochros.
Yeah. Do you stay anywhere here? You got a place? Have a home?
He looks over and he goes, "Well, why didn't you just say so?" "No. I don't live around here. I'm elsewhere. Further north of the lake."
that another village? He looks to Ramba, the translator.
The village, or just like a standalone place?
This is Kinta's Rest. It's technically the meeting ground of all three of the regions here. I live in the northwest. One of the three.
I see. Then, I imagine he's going to speak, and then whoever's coming around the corner is gonna come across
I
him.
was
Well,
just
let's
typing a
sort
thing.
of-
Oh, okay. Go on, Rauna.
Yeah, because while this conversation is happening, Rauna's like hopped off of Ochros's back and is like has walked a little bit forwards to like intercept whoever is coming from behind the corner, so that like Ochros, Ramba, and Badeek can have their conversation. So she is just standing there, Leimu by her side, holding her like spear butt on the ground, other hand like resting on the spear, and the cockatrice head that she has is like very, very visible on her hip somewhere.
Okay. The two figures that you, the torchlight of whom you saw first, end up being guards of some kind. They're in a uniform. They're clearly on patrol. And let's place these. I prepared random tokens for generics, so let's see. We'll go with we'll see here. It is tiny, yes. But I'm gonna
I just scrolled in.
I think what I'm gonna do is
Where's the name?
It's not for it's not for chat, rather. It's just for you. It's just for me to open up their sheet and see what they're about. So yeah. Okay, two. Who are these guys? Ooh, an ale-er. Okay.
Oh, friend.
So a bonbow and an ale-er. Two guards, swords at their backs, bows, kind of regular arm, but they look fairly casual. Like they're not ready to draw at any moment's notice. And one rounds the corner, sees you, stops the other one. This one, the bonbow, has a torch. And looks you up and down, and then sees the cockatrice head and goes, "Whoa." Where?
I will say that.
Yes.
Once like Ochros like looks aside and clocks that there's guards coming, he's actually gonna like stand in front of Badeek and kind of like stop, and then look to Badeek. And if I may, he'll actually reach over his trunk and take off the bindings.
Oh. Okay.
And he's going to say, with a glance to Ramba in case he's a bit too transfixed, "I know not what your business is, Badeek, but I appreciate you cooperating this far. I understand that if you are not from here, then you have a message to deliver to someone. And I understand that you have an inkling of who I used to be. I'm trying to change that long stain upon my imagery."
Well, the thing he takes the most note of is the ropes being taken off of him. He stretches out his wings a little bit, but as long as Ramba holds up that spell, he's not going anywhere. And whether or not he hears you, you're not sure. But but the action
I
is
think
done.
Ramba gives you a look from that. Like, you can tell there's like 15 questions like right underneath the surface waiting to come out, but but can see there's something happening behind you. Like, there's a meeting of sorts, especially after hearing someone just say like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Okay.
It'll be paused for now.
So, to Rauna, is Leimu behind you as well?
Leimu's by her side.
Okay.
Like the regular healing position for a dog.
The ale-er guard then looks you up and down, looks at the bonbow guard with the torch and says, You're a new traveler. Never seen your face around here."
Yes.
And, a hunter, by the looks of it.
Fought this thing on the mountain path up there.
They look at each other. The mountain path? There's no creatures like that over there.
The corpse is up there if you wish to travel to see.
Well, not right now. And the other one gives a... If you made it down here at this time of night, you must be looking for shelter. But
Yes.
we'd ask if you'd kindly keep the noise down. He looks over your shoulder. The town is, sleeping.
A eve of a festival, I heard.
Yeah. Verrnevin. Winter's End. It's a tradition here, the first breaking of the river. The night after we celebrate welcoming spring.
She smiles fondly.
Listen, we can talk later, but I really need your friend back there to stop the performance. It's disturbing our residents.
She just quietly turns to look behind her shoulder.
They look behind their shoulder, and they kind of squint a little bit, as the streets are dimly lit, but Ochros is kind of moved in front, and they go, what the hell is... Eyya looks...
Rauna, while she's looking at Ochros, she goes, "Oh yeah, fuck, they've never seen a fanfa woman." And she turns back. Like,
And then they walk a little bit
"Yes,
forward.
that is a fanfa woman."
A what?
She groans and just rubs her face like, "Oh fuck, I forgot that they don't know."
The Eyya kind of looks at you, holds up a hand, and says, "Stay here." And then the Eyya stays. He gives a glance to the Bonbao, who then kind of settles in and keeps you where you are. And the Eyya then moves past you and looks a little bit like there's a towering shadow that they can't quite make head or tail of. And then as they get closer, their eyes get wider and wider and wider until they call behind them, "That's an elephant." A what? An elephant? Have you never made it out of the valley before? I don't know what the fuck... And, yeah, the Eyya kind of moves closer and doesn't have a torch, but lets the dim light of the street see you and just mouth full open.
Ochros is holding a torch in his trunk.
Oh, yeah. And sort of illuminated, isn't sure what to do. Hand doesn't go to weapon or anything, but is still just, whoa.
I would say in that moment,
Yeah.
Ochros has been kind of focused on Ramba and Badeek primarily. He gives a look to Ramba, especially after untying Badeek, and he's gonna lean his trunk on Badeek's shoulder so that he has an idea of where he is even when he does look away.
Okay.
And he's gonna then look towards the guards and just kind of regard them and recognize that more people don't know what the hell he is. So he'll just gently bow his head and just say, "Warm greetings to you both on this frigid night."
Whoa. It's a talking
Yes,
elephant.
He is a person.
Oh.
Believe it
Yeah,
or not.
what did you say? You're a person? Was a spell cast on you?
Not quite. I am a long way from home.
I'll say. Look, it's... Traveler, you're welcome here in Kinta's Rest, but still, I must ask... And the Eyya kind of tries to look around you to see what's going on and says, "Please, residents are trying to sleep, and we've got a big day tomorrow. I'll need you to calm it down now."
He kind of nods his head and gives another glance to Ramba as he just says, "I understand. It's been quite a night for us all, and I will try to be as quiet as I can. Though, we come traveling from the Kovarru, and on our travels we came across something quite hideous and dangerous that threatened our lives." And he
Yeah,
looks down to the cockatrice.
I've seen the remains, yeah. Look, we can talk,
There,
but we need to get off the street, and you need to stop. And it's very clear that unless you do something more direct, they are very adamant on ensuring that the citizens of the town can get a good night's sleep.
and it's important I give you context, because we also came across this individual, and he steps back and shows Badeek.
Guard looks forward. Okay. It's with you, traveling group, adventurers, nothing.
No, he was admittedly spying on us, and I'm not entirely sure his business, but he is not from here, apparently. It was a dangerous night, and we did wish to travel with him back to this village.
The noises continue. Some of the shutters outside, and you can see that cracks in some doors have opened that spill a little bit of light out into the street, and like a little candle peeks around. You see that you're attracting the attention of a lot of the residents. Most of them are quietly just curious, but a lot of them are like looking on, and a lot of them are a little bit louder.
Has Ramba stopped yet?
No.
No, she continues.
He's gonna like look to Ramba then and be like, Ramba, if you would please.
She stops the plague but doesn't stop the spell. Just to look on, finally look at the Eyya and then look up at Ochros and then look back at the Eyya. Can you guarantee that he will, tell us why he was looking at us while the cockatrice was killing us?
Look, this is a little complex. We'll have to talk about it in detail. Just thank you for stopping. And he calls out to the rest. It's all right. You can go back to sleep, everyone. Situation's under control. And Badeek kind of shrugs his shoulders and goes, it was entirely unpleasant.
Badeek, and he's gonna like gently hold out the torch to Rauna to take while his trunk goes and
he takes it.
moves into his a satchel of his. And he's actually gonna produce a minor stamina potion because this man is freezing to death, and he's gonna like
To Badeek?
he gets the scene. Yeah, to Badeek.
That's amazing. Okay.
You're giving a stress potion to Badeek?
Go ahead and roll. Yeah, just click the stress potion. It'll roll it automatically.
Let me see what it is again. 1d4. 3.
I can't
That's
believe
all
it.
his stress. Very nice.
Oh, he is. Oh, less stressed than Ramba. Oh, that's interesting. That's so cool. She will remember this.
The little telltale came. Notation at the top of the screen.
Ramba will remember.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make good dealings with the guy that is clearly a messenger going to someone very important.
Yeah.
Yes, understandable.
Who has
So-
opinions about who I am.
Badeek, who is now untied, is about to go, well, this has been an entirely undignified affair. I ask you please to... He takes the potion and... You kind of push it into his mouth a little bit, and he goes, what the...
He's not going to force feed him, but like he's going to just
Oh, okay.
offer it out like... Hey, sure.
And then he kind of trails off, looks at the thing, and looks up at you and goes, what is this? A knockout tonic? Some sleep potion? I don't take things from strangers.
I can see you're freezing to death. This will keep you warm until you need to go where you need to go.
Before I did clear a stress already, but I do want you to make me a presence roll, please.
Okay.
And yeah, this won't be with disadvantage because of the other kindnesses that you've all shown him as well.
Okay. Could you spend a hope to... Okay, no, actually, let's say... Was it you could spend a hope to give yourself advantage or something? Or
No, someone else can spend a hope to give you advantage.
Oh, okay.
Or you can spend a hope to add an experience.
And what I will do is spend a hope to add my strength.
Okay.
Hmm.
What, with bold presence?
As he...
Bold presence.
Yes, so basically
Yeah.
he's just gonna be like kind of firm, but like, hey, look, I'm trying to help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me add.
Put bold presence in the chat for reading.
Yeah, let me add that. Wait. Yep.
Okay. You spend a hope to add your strength. Go ahead.
Is anyone else helping or no?
Sounds like a no to me. Go ahead, Ochros.
I mean, it uses. Oh, okay, you're going already.
Oh!
Okay.
It's a double
yeah!
one!
Sure.
It's a crit,
crit.
baby!
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So,
Okay.
clear a
get
stress,
hope
gain
and
a
clear
hope,
stress.
and
Fuck
here's what
yes.
happens. Badeek looks at you. The Eyya kind of looks around over your, like around your legs or across, and looks at Badeek and goes, "Well, demand that we what?" And Badeek kind of, kind of breathes life into his like finger claws around his wings. He sort of flaps his wings a little
That's
bit, a little bit more motion, and he looks over at you, and the kind of resistance that he had, the constant tension, the constant looking around for a way to escape, just sort of seems to melt away with all that you have all done with him here. And he just goes, it seems like something has changed within him. And he just sighs and goes, I demand that you show these people to the nearest tavern. I don't know the area very well, and we are very cold. We won't be a problem anymore. Then, thank you. And the Eyya kind of shrugs, and goes, "All right. Well, I mean, we do have places to stay if you're looking for one. I don't." Kind of gives you a sheepish.
Anywhere stable would be appreciated.
Yeah, I think we've got a place. Follow me. You won't be able to stay
Looks
inside.
to the
I'm
rest
afraid.
for a moment. Yeah. Is there anything else anyone's doing, or like in this moment, or because Ochros kind of like seeing how Badeek reacted. There's like a almost palpable relief in his eyes, and he just seems to calm a little bit as he like looks to the others, checking on them about this.
Yeah. Okay. So, the guard is willing to lead you somewhere. The other guard is still with Rauna and Lemu, and at that point, has kind of looked down at the dog and say, Can I? Does he do scratches? Is he that kind of dog?
Rauna gives a little huff of amusement and just nods and yes, you may scratch him.
Cool.
And she gives like a little bit of a tongue click that Lemu takes as it's like a free command. He was like under command while being in heal.
Cool.
And he frees himself, like he just steps out away from the heel and looks curiously to the guard, and there's like a one or two loose tail wags, like a, "Hi, you are a new person. How do I feel about you?"
Yeah, it's a good boy. Yeah. All right. We'll lead you to the nearest place with space for your friend. And if you're looking to sell the trophy or anything, Rauna, do you think there would be a place that accepts monster trophies here, or any kind of animal trophies, either for use or for like ingredients for things? Maybe an alchemist. Do you think there would be?
I'd assume that there definitely would be at least an alchemist.
Yeah. All right. The guard says, "We don't see a lot of monsters around these parts. I think it might be good for you to report this. Actually,
That was the plan.
it's all right. You head on and get some sleep. I'll report it. If you can maybe sell it off sooner rather than later, it'll be a little bit of an eyesore when people wake up in the morning, I think."
She scoffs.
Well, you don't have to worry. I'll report that there's a monster on the pass. Did you see any more on the way down?
No, this did not seem like a pack hunter.
All right. Well, Well, I'll go off. All right, I'm off. I'm gonna go and report the monster. You show them to the inn. All right. And he moves off, leaving the ale with you to lead you forward. Do you go? You all go with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, on the way through the streets, it's relatively flat, and I think the guard would ask what place you're kind of more comfortable with, which district, the river district, the flats district, or the forest district, if there's a place you'd rather stay.
Rauna just looks to Ochros because he's the one who has the most requirements.
He literally, as long as it's stable, he's good.
Okay.
He'll go to whatever the others find comfortable.
I think in that case, the ale will go. It's probably I think they probably decide that it's best if you don't walk over the river, like the dock areas, first, just to see.
Oh god.
And they're made out of good wood, and they can take crowds and stuff. But a single weight like that is that much might be. We'll see.
Do Ramba and Cyrta have anything?
Yes. Have you? Are you guys doing anything on the way to the inn or the tavern?
No.
Okay.
I think Ramba, after the performance and such, and like seeing the ruckus, it got stirred up from just like a single song happening and everything, kind of like is taking an interest in all the onlookers from the situation, and then just like idly looking about to the surroundings and like seeing if there's anyone still paying attention to them after like the announcements that everything is fine. And then to the question of like comfort and stuff, Ramba would probably just, if the forest has a place for Ochros, she would prefer a foresty type place.
Okay. Cool. All right. The guard will nod and go, well, yeah, shouldn't be a problem. All right, I'll lead you there. And Ramba, as you turn to your left, there's a crack in the door, one of the only ones left as the people have gone to sleep, and a little kitten is poking their head out of the thing. A Caharum child watching you with wide feline eyes. Just Ochros, but also you, as the one who was playing the tune. It doesn't seem like people responded to the performance of music more than just the loud, the noise that it created, rather.
I think, noting the child, Ramba will just wild touch and send a warm breeze towards them.
Oh.
You ruffle their fur, which kind of blows the candle a little bit, and then they startle, but then give a little kind of a like, that's pretty cool. And then the door is closed by a bigger hand, and then
giggle, wave, and walk off.
I think Ochros would like look to Ramba for it and lean in very quietly and just go, "You certainly do know how to draw attention."
I've been told it's one of my charm parts.
Okay. Right. Then, moving forward, I think they take you to a... Let's see. I knew this was going to be a make stuff up heavy session. But... Okay. I need to open a window, it's hot. So, I want you to tell me about the place they take you to. Let's Daggerheart this thing. In the forest, they take you to the forested part of the town where you have to walk through a couple of trees, but the pathways are pretty well made, but they're a little bit more winding as they try. You can see that there's a real attempt for the for as few trees as possible to be disturbed, and so you might find that for a path, some of the paths actually move up and into the treetops, but there are they're a little too narrow for Ochros. You have to walk along the ground and like move through the trees and things. It's not easy for you, but it's doable. Eventually, the guard takes you to a main road, which is just a clearing just a sort of lucky area in the forest where they could carve a main path through. And there is an inn. I think it's more like a boarding house just for people who want to stay in the area. And yeah, tell me what you see first. I think Ramba, that kind of attracts you the most to this place, that makes you feel like, oh, this is nice.
I think it's the smell.
Oh,
I think she smells something delicious inside.
very cool.
As like they start walking up to it, and she like you see her start walking a little bit faster, like head leaning, just like sniffing as she goes.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. You break out and you move into that main street, across moving between two close together trees, and you end up at the inn. Now, I'm not gonna spend too much time on the filler parts of this. I'm rather just gonna say the guard leads you there. There is an area next to the inn where you can place you would be able to place animals or beasts of burden. There are stables for Ochros to be in. The roofs are not tall enough for you though, so you will have to sleep just in the sort of courtyard. But the guard looks over at you and gives you a kind of guilty look and says, "Sorry, I think you might be the only femme faum in Kovarru? Definitely in Kovarru."
Don't worry, I get that quite often, and luckily I'm made for the cold.
All right. So you don't need a blanket or anything? I can ask inside.
I do not know if you have a blanket big enough for me, but I would appreciate maybe 2.
We'll see what we can do. And yeah,
Thank you.
takes about 5 or 6 blankets, but you get them passed to you one by one. Okay. And then eventually one of the stable hands comes out and probably like starts moving some bales of hay to make some sort of flattened area for you to rest, whatever, like however
I
you
imagine
sleep.
when the stable hand first meets them, it's like, "Hello, it would seem you have new livestock."
Shits themselves.
Oh no!
Shits themselves immediately.
I require
he's clearly
a bath.
jesting.
Actually, no. I think the stable hand would look up at you. So on the younger side, maybe a gourmet, a canine folk, and say, "Oh, are you a femme fatale?"
Oh,
His eyes ever so slightly widen, and he nods. "That I am. I'm surprised you know."
Oh, I have a bit of a geography buff. But you're not supposed to be here. This is
Correct.
cool. Are you a?
Oh,
Are you an arranger?
he kind of blinks for a moment and like gently like tilts his head, and he goes, "What did I wear?"
Wow, there are femme fatales in Kitakara. Oh, it's nice to meet you. I'll make you a nice bed.
If there are, I have not met them.
Really?
I've been in this land for a long time.
Interesting. Doesn't really seem to know what to make of that. All right. So, you end up inside the inn. You follow the smell. Cyrta, what is the smell that Ramba smelled?
Oh. Oh, hang on. I think a
Narrow it down. Food or drink?
I have an idea.
Hmm.
I was just looking up the name of something.
Okay.
Go.
I was
Go.
thinking like some like freshly baked like beauty berry tarts or something.
Beauty berry tart.
Yeah,
What is beauty berry?
they're like a small purple berry that are
Oh.
winter berries. So
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, maybe a similar. Do you guys orient yourselves in the inn in a similar way to the way you did at the Kovarru, where you kind of are on the first floor and with the window open, so Ochros can kind of lean
Somewhere
in.
near a window, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty.
I will put a picture in the mic.
Yeah, they're really
No.
pretty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So. Oh yeah. Oh, those are a very interesting
Mhm.
purple. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I like
never
them
seen
because of
anything that-
Vintage Story.
Oh,
they're
interesting.
It's an actual thing. Huh.
Okay. Right. So,
Well then.
setting yourself down at the inn, you'll find that it's actually it's the middle of the night. It's very hang on. It's very sleepy, and it's actually getting to the early hours of the morning. It's sort of in that gnawing time. And I'll ask, you start to feel the tiredness set in. But there's still Badeek with you. Badeek feels... his body language is sort of like... I guess, like... I mean, I obviously I have to leave, but... you know, everyone's been... You've all been so kind to me that I'm not... I feel like I should at least... Something's changed about his body language. Like, he should at least hear you out before trying to make an escape. Escape doesn't really seem like it's the top of mind at the moment. Now that you've made it clear that you're not a threat to him, and in fact, maybe not a threat to Kovarru as he originally thought. And so, I'd like to ask you, what is it that you would like to do with him? As you sit down and kind of ponder your options, like I said, you are feeling very, very tired, but he's still there, and you feel like unless you want to keep watch on him, if you all fall asleep, he might not be there when you wake up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that something we'll discuss in character or out of character?
Up to you guys. Out of character probably
I
be
think out of-
faster.
Yeah, I think out of character. makes
Well,
sense.
I was planning to sneak into his belongings, so if he does run off, he'll take me with him.
Oh god.
We see you
Interesting.
like 3 sessions later.
Yeah. Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'd still be awake. So you know, if he starts running off, I'd be like, "Hey, what the fuck you doing?"
Yeah. That's a possibility.
I mean,
Rauna will, like, during the discussion, probably make, like, an offhanded comment that I don't know. Depending on how the discussion goes, like, she might make an offhanded comment about, she still has the rope, she can tie him up again if needed. But there's, like, a shrug and nonchalance, like, that it's probably not necessary. That, like, there's no need for that type of vibe. Is there?
Yeah. Can do you have anything?
I mean, I was gonna say since his demeanor seems to have shifted and stuff, would it not be wise to attempt, even though it's late and the characters are tired and stuff, to attempt to get what information we can if we try to reopen the questions we had when we first met, when he was skeptical of us? Now that he's seen that we're not we're not gonna just like kill him on the offset.
And when you weren't trying to make your way down a wintry mountainside.
Yes.
We're not,
The
we're
threat
not
of
in a stressful
hypothermia.
situation.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
stress
Yeah.
is gone. He's cleared his stress. He's less on edge now. Like maybe just try to ask him stuff again and potentially
I think
let him know why we were there.
that is exactly what Ochros will echo and agree with Ramba and say that, like, he does actually thank the little group and just say that thank you for trusting in what he was doing because he realized that, like, we were just letting him, like, off the rope,
Yeah.
basically. But he will say that basically we're coming into a new village as outsiders. We need all the allies we can get, and if we can befriend this guy and he gives a better word for us than he was probably initially going to, that's better for us. We don't know who he's going to, or if he'll even tell us who we're going to. But I'd rather that whoever he's going to tell of who we are, that he has a better impression of us.
Yeah.
So he's definitely in agreement that like if we can learn anything, that would be nice. But Ochros is not going to force him.
Okay. Well,
Ultimately, Ochros wants him to. He's not going to stop him. If he wants to leave, he can leave. But at the end of the day, he wants whoever he's going to have a better impression of who they are.
okay.
Not of outsiders coming to fuck shit up.
Okay. Let me ask you: are you first of all, are you buying meals for you for the evening, and are you also getting an in room for each of you as well? Is that something? Would you like to spend the night here in this place?
I think
so.
I think so. I think we only need one room, though. To be fair.
Okay. You wanna bundle up into one room? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
I'm sure the room is
One
big
room
enough
in a
to.
stable.
I'm
We
sure the
wanna
room is
get
big
one
enough to
for-
handle like 2 regular-sized people and then 1 Fae. Like the Fae doesn't really need a room, and Ochros is outside anyway. So yeah.
do we want to get Badeek a room just in case?
If Badeek wants to join the one-room cuddle pile, he's welcome to.
Badeek seems like he wants his privacy. He is happy to pay for his own room, though. I don't think you have to pay for him. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
This is the first time that we'll use
Rauna's fine with
actual money. In Kovarru, you will learn from the innkeeper that the first question they ask you is, are you from Kovarru or not? And since Badeek is from Kovarru, he just is able to get a room. For outsiders, it will cost you some money, and there's a reason for that. If you ask about it, it means that Kovarru, still as a growing settlement, does require a lot of outside funding to sort of circulate around, but they do try to give the people in Kovarru what they need anyway. So you're paying for things like that helps people like Badeek get rooms, like if they need it. So the boarding house is open to you for a handful of gold for 1 room, which you can only. So I need someone to pay a handful. And I think Rauna has a whole bag, so which is 10 handfuls. So and meals for a party per night is also a handful. So need someone to pay 2 handfuls.
So 2 handfuls a night, basically.
So, I mean, Rauna does have that money. So, what was it?
Okay.
Bag is 10 handfuls.
A bag is 10 handfuls. So you take away your bag.
If I delete the bag and add 8 handfuls into what I already have, so then that's 9. Yes, I can math.
Yeah.
Good job,
so
honey.
You take away the bag and you add handfuls. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And you already had 1 handful, so now you've got 9. It should be.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I think to confirm what I said earlier, what I did earlier, or what I was talking about earlier with the economy, I thought I wrote this down somewhere, but I didn't. But yes, basically, the way the economy in Kovarru works is they're trying to look after their own, like the citizens of Kovarru, as much as possible. And to do that, they rely on outside trade. So the currency that you provide them here, they can convert into usable things. The government can then circulate that currency outside of Kovarru. They can work on trade relations. Currency for citizens in Kovarru is really reserved for the more luxurious items and the more like unnecessaries. The necessaries are mostly provided for. So,
Stuff.
yeah. After paying for a room, I'll say maybe once it's a first story room so that you can open the window and let Ochros kind of lean in. And I think you'll welcome Badeek into the room for now before he will move into his own. And he has a sort of sad look. He sort of has he's conflicted, but not in a tense way. He's just kind of like, okay, well, these guys aren't going to hurt me, but also I'm not really happy about being here either. So he just kind of gives a resigned, and as you sit down in the table, you sit down at the table in the room, which is quite comfy and very cozy. He just goes, "All right. So what are you guys doing here? And why'd you have to go and mess around with our stuff?"
So leave the floor to the others, because he's just kind of chilling outside. Quite literally.
Well, you know of elementals, right?
I heard you talking about one at the tavern. Or at least my associate did.
Right. Well, to give you the whole story, we helped this one here, pointing to Rauna, with a job of their relocation, and once we had finished that, an ass elemental spoke to us about the area that you and yours preside over, I guess, and said there is something amiss with it, and I myself am very interested in things of the wild and nature and in balance and all that, so I wanted to check it out. We all wanted to check it out, see if everything was all right, and well, having people spying on us in a tavern kind of made us really want to check it out as well. And so when we got there, we were heeding the words of an elemental. I mean, I myself can't really speak for the others, but I have a vested interest in making sure things are all right with nature.
We're disrupting the balance.
Disrupting the balance. Okay. So you really were just nosy. And it wasn't...
What?
You're not a pre-established group or anything?
We met... Was it literally earlier today still? Is it all one day?
It's still the same day, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I've known these people maybe 10 hours.
Of all the random acts of chance. Okay. None of you come from Del Carstoon.
Bless you?
Okay.
What is that?
Rauna, you've actually wandered through there. Actually, Ramba might have as well. It was far above you, though. Whether you actually spent time there or not, it's quite a big neighboring area. Del Carstoon is a sort of principality, a region, like an organized, bordered region, like Kovarru, but it's in the canopy of the Greenbelt. It's like deeper into the big forests of Kitakara, and it's basically an entire city in the trees, just at the top of the canopy. Whether you went up there or not is up to you guys. And what you saw and everything, you can add your own stuff to it, but it's basically just its own region, and it almost neighbors Kovarru.
Rauna shrugs and says that, like, I have briefly visited there. What is that to...
And not at the same time. He looks like skeptically between the two of you.
No.
No?
Okay. And... Look, for now, all you are is a group of random people who stole something from someone that we know. We don't know exactly who has it, and disrupted an extremely delicate operation that was very sensitive to outside involvement. And all I'm here to do is report on that. So now that you've given that to me, if you can tell me that you're not here to cause any further trouble, and if you're not from an organized group, then that is what I will report. And
Thank you.
if you could help me and give back what you took, then I would appreciate that.
Rauna just kind of blank stares, because what document she doesn't know properly.
The note that Cyrta took, but
Right.
Badeek doesn't know who took it.
She wasn't part of that, so she's happily pretending she doesn't know shit.
I think Cyrta did reveal the note, like it was folded
Yes.
of a couple of times into a tiny thing.
Oh,
but
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Rauna's just happily pretending she doesn't know shit.
He looks between the two of you.
What?
Then he looks to the Fae. He forgot that you were there.
Hi.
You're telling me you didn't steal anything? Seriously. But the camp knows that something is missing with their... amongst the documents that are now covered in web.
Maybe they just lost it.
It's possible,
Maybe
but I'm
it's
here
stuck
to
another
confirm.
document because of the web.
Kind of looks over at you. I think at this point, can I have a presence roll from someone? Maybe Cyrta.
I'm gonna add it wasn't me to it.
Perfect.
Oh.
Lovely.
Ooh.
Hell yeah,
You can
it
add a hope.
definitely wasn't you.
Mm-hmm.
Out of hope. And he shakes his head and goes, "Ah." Absolute unprofessionals. This is what you get for hiring outside mercenaries. All right. And you really don't know who he is? He looks out the window and points towards Ochros, a wing in his direction.
I mean, know his name.
He's a big friend.
Yeah.
A big
Ochros.
friend.
Across, you get the impression that Across was kind of like a little bit tuned out, and he kind of looks back and like tilts his head slightly. Am I being talked about?
That is a walking history book, and one of my orders was to get a read and confirm whether he was who we thought he was. And now that
Doesn't
I
look like a book
have...
to me.
Hmm.
What kind of books do you have here?
It's a metaphor!
No, he's a fabfool.
A metafam.
He is one of the oldest lived species. I would be highly concerned if he did not have a lot of knowledge in him.
It's his active role in history that made him of note to someone in Kovarru.
Someone.
Someone.
She scoffs.
Okay. You're not here to hurt us. You're not here to disrupt
No.
anything. It was an accidental wish to restore the balance of nature, which is a problem that... Well, my leader, my master, doesn't quite know what the title is.
Yeah, who's that?
One of the 3 leaders of Kovarru, Councillor Fala. He's the one who has this place. But if you're not here to disrupt, and if you have the beast of Baldrun with you, and you can fight like you can all fight, then maybe I'm wondering if you can help.
Across slowly
What?
tilts his head and his eyes narrow a bit. What makes you think
Help.
you'd need help, especially from someone like me?
I can't tell you his plans. I'm in enough trouble as it is for revealing this information,
So you
but
don't know.
he kind of... Not
It's
all
okay
of
to not
them.
know, you know. Not everyone's trusted with important stuff.
Exactly. It's a professional operation, right? I'm not a spy master.
I'm an employee.
This guy.
He's gonna look to Ramba. He doesn't know.
I don't think he knows.
I don't know
No.
all of it, but all I know is that if... It's quite possible you could help. The counselor is concerned about outside intervention in Kovarru, and he's going to be here tomorrow at the festival. It's been a while since the council has met. Their relationship is, frosty. And... if you would like
Wait.
to help, maybe
Wait,
he'll
wait.
listen.
He's concerned about outside intervention, but is hiring outside mercenaries.
Vetted, I'm assuming. I don't know where they come from.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything.
I don't know.
You
He
both
knows.
let him
He is
talk.
the... He's... he gets a little bit flustered.
Ochros looks to Cyrta and like the others and is like, just let him talk. he seems quite firm now. Like he's got
at that
a lot more serious.
He looks over at Ochros and goes,
Actually, I've talked quite enough, I think. I'm
Hick.
deciding
Said
that...
nothing.
Badeek. Your counselor that you work for. Is it possible you might be able to meet them?
He will be here tomorrow. I was to stay here and wait for him and report on what I found.
Then perhaps you might grant us an audience.
It's possible, but it would have to be during the festival. You might have to find him. And after the festival, the council is scheduled to meet. Which, if you can get an audience, that would be the most official time to do so.
Ochros looks between the others at that and he says, I can scarce think of a better time to do that, especially because I imagine going through all the paperwork and appointments to try and get an actual meeting. This would be our best chance.
But he... Yep. Go on.
Have I like missed a what are we meant to be talking to him about? What do you want us to say to him?
Yes,
I'm
I
curious
was
to
about
see-
to ask, what is it that the counselor needs help? Can you tell us that?
He didn't tell me the specifics. But the main point of contention with him and the other counselors is that he believes a war is coming to Kovarru.
Rauna, like, she throws her head, and because she has the horn cap still off, there's a sharp, sudden whistle from her antlers.
So it's nothing to do with the weird door in the cave?
The door was an accident.
You accidentally made a door?
No, we found it. We don't know what it
Oh.
is. The counselor is trying to
tried
figure it
knocking.
out. That's why the camp is there. Yes, we've tried knocking. We've tried everything. We don't know what
Why?
it
That
is.
feels weird. That feels like a weird thing to do if you find a door. Why would you knock?
Why? Well, it's a door. Sometimes you just have to knock on it. Haven't you played D&D before?
Wait, what's that?
Cyrta, please.
What? I'm trying to help.
he looks at Cyrta and he goes,
We don't know what's in the door, what's behind it. We just know it's some kind of metal sheet, and the counselor can tell you more. But all I know is that he didn't ask for me to tell you that he might need help, but it looks like he does, because the other counselors are not going to help him. Short-sighted, the lot
So
of them.
So do they know about the door?
he looks down.
No, this is a project that they don't know about, and so I'd ask that you leave me out of this to avoid any untoward consequences coming down on my head. You found it, did you not? So you don't need to tell them that I told you about it. You found it by yourself, following the whims of a snowman.
Because that's believable.
Regrettably, Badeek, I feel like you are our best chance of getting an audience. Because
I'll
the other
tell-
alternative is our involvement seems more like an accident.
It very much was. I'd ask you to take two roads, one of two. Either you forget all about this and you enjoy your time here, enjoy Verrnevin, the festival. It's a lovely time. There's a winter swim for those of you who are brave, and we have a very lovely, well, I've only been to a couple of them, but they're all very nice. Or I can talk to Councillor Fowler when he arrives and tell him that you'd like to talk to him. And then he will guide the rest.
Just looks to the others at that and just says, "Oh,
Yes.
Seeing that we were just told that Councillor Fowler thinks that war is, and that Badeek mentioned that we weren't from the place he said, I've forgotten the name of it already. And that Ramba was, yeah, Ramba was there, presumably before she came to the Kovarru region.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Can I potentially recall any mention of the local populace during my time there about possible preparations for some sort of combat? Possibly, like if there was tension in the place, like anything to do with that could lead her to believe that maybe there's some merit to his worry.
I'm afraid not. I would ask you probing questions in the Daggerheart style, but for this one, no. It's a beautiful place. And you did note that oh. No, I'll tell you, I'll give you this one thing. Yeah, go ahead and make a knowledge roll, please.
Oh, good.
I like it.
Ah, yes, the knowledge.
Yes. Could I use what you're doing for the fact that you
Yeah.
would have inquired a lot in the place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will use a hope. Because I have a -1 to knowledge.
Yeah, you're gonna need help with that.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, get
Right.
help back.
So,
Yes, I do.
as I said, nothing. They're not announcing anything. You came through a couple weeks ago. There were no town cries saying "We're going to war. We're going to war." It was like it's business as usual in the town of in the region of Delkarstoon. But I will say, there was an interesting rumor you heard. That there was at around maybe the week or two that you were there, Delkarstoon has actually there was a rumor that they were investigating just north of the Delkarstoon area, meaning west of Kovarru, like across the western mountain ranges. There are groups of like unaligned villages, just like nomads and like tribes that just wander freely and use the land collectively. It's not really a region that is official or bordered or anything. It's just these people that occupy the space.
Yeah.
You heard rumors that there were envoys from Delkarstoon being sent to that area, but nothing about Kovarru, just that area. They just call them the North Villages. There's no specific name for it.
Okay. And the cave we went to check out, was that in the western part of Kovarru?
The cave that you were in was the southern entrance to the Kovarru Mountains. Along the southern mountains, yeah.
The cave we
The cave you found.
the door in.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had to go a little bit westward, like in a westward direction, because you're going along the mountain range, but it's still the south side of the mountains.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think as Badeek's talking and stuff. Ramba's just kind of a bit quiet, thinking about all this and trying to remember what she heard and stuff. And we'll keep it to herself for now.
Okay.
Seeing as it's not like directly related.
Yeah. Badeek gives you your 2 options, and then waits.
I would say talking to the man is the most sensible point of action at this point.
I would agree. We have come all this way and happened across each other for not just out of coincidence, I believe.
I'm too used to sticking my nose into shit, so I'm probably gonna, I'm down for talking.
She scoffs.
Fine. He looks over to Cyrta.
And you?
I hate councils and nobility. Oh, fine.
Literally has a fucking Homeland feature
Yeah.
around that.
She's highballing. Yeah. Yeah, Badeek nods and goes,
Fine. Good. Excellent. Hopefully you will prove helpful. But please, don't make any more trouble. I'll make sure that the counselor's people don't trouble you until I've had a chance to speak with him.
Appreciate it.
I realize you're taking a big risk, so thank you for giving us the opportunity.
You could have killed me a few times already. Feelings mutual. I just hope that you really are who you say you are, and I've not just fucked us all.
and he stands. His wings stretch to their full thing as he does like a...
Oh, I'm exhausted. If you don't mind,
So
I'd like to
was-
sleep now.
He nods.
You are in our room, so you're going to be the one that has to leave.
Yes, I know, I'm going to leave.
Then he turns around and goes...
Wonderful.
Good night, Badeek.
Rest well.
He doesn't know what to do with that. He opens the door and closes it behind him. He moves off into his own room.
I think at that, Ochros kind of just like, that's a deep breath and a, you know what I mean? Like a little big old full body sigh. And he looks at the others
Yeah.
inside the room and just says, "What a day."
Long day.
This has been one of the busiest days I've had.
I love it. This is what I live for.
All right.
I mean, this is what I've been looking for. My own stories.
Rauna just
Yes, sir.
quietly rolls her eyes.
Here's to likely another exciting day tomorrow, though no less critical, seeing as what we've learned. There is more to this place than one would suspect.
Clearly.
Okay. Letting that be the thing that carries you off to bed. I'll ask. There are enough beds for Ramba and Rauna to sleep comfortably, and a place for Lemu. Cyrta? Where does Cyrta sleep? Actually, she doesn't need to sleep. She's a fae. So, what do you do anything with your time? Do you just kind of look around? Like, what are you doing with this time? Because actually, I'll ask. If you're doing a mechanical long rest together, then you can't do anything except just kind of walk around the room and stuff. But I think I think I'll ask first. Are you guys taking a long rest mechanically, or are you just sleeping?
Absolutely, I think.
It might be necessary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that means that MJ will have a full thing of fear, though.
Oh god.
I will have full fear by the time it's 1d4 plus the number of PCs, so I will have
As
full
if our
fear.
characters wouldn't sleep right now. Like,
No,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah, but-
you
we
can
can
sleep.
We're
sleep but
sleeping.
not take a rest.
You don't have to take a
Yes.
rest though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes. We could.
You
I
can
think
take a
even
short
short
rest
maxes
instead.
it out.
You can take a short rest
Yeah.
instead of a long rest.
Mm.
I'd like to
Yeah, we can-
rest.
Okay. What do you guys
just
think?
let it be known. If MJ having 12 fear fucks us, it is Duddle's fault.
Okay, cool. I got 12 hope.
You know
Okay.
what? He does make a big, wonderful point with that. Actually, yeah, that's
All
our
right. So we're gonna take a long rest.
Okay.
We have the party token to do that with.
There is.
Yeah.
Let me open up the party token and do
I
that.
will say, Ochros, having a very renewing day and full of purpose is very much feeling quite optimistic, and I'm going to give myself full hope because I have little hope.
Wonderful.
Well, the
You
long
use your
rest could
prayer
give you
dice.
hope, no?
No, I need to spend it on other things.
Oh,
Like
my
right,
6
your
out of 10 armor slots.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna make a long rest.
Super bad.
I don't think I'll actually be able to fix everything.
You should have received dialogues about what downtime rest moves you take.
I have it.
And when you rest, let's see. You can, on a long rest, you can again you get 2 moves. You can take the same move twice. Prepare is the same as it was in a short rest. You can gain 1 hope, or you gain 2 hope if you're with an ally. Both you and the ally gain 2 hope. You can work on a project in a long rest, which is the 1 extra downtime move that you get. If there's something you'd like to build, or a little potion you're brewing, or anything like that. I don't think anyone's working on anything, but yeah.
I would like to make 20 blast sticks.
And aside from the dynamite creation project, you can also clear. If you take the repair armor downtime move, you can clear all your armor slots, clear all your stress with clear stress, or you can clear all your HP and you tend to wounds, or you can clear all the HP of an ally if you want to tend to wounds as well. Or repair armor. You can also repair the armor of an ally as well if you want to. Okay, so Ochros clears stress and repairs armor. Very cool. I can see that. Lovely. You should have received the dialogue, and you just click those moves, and it'll post them in the chat.
Yes, but I'm trying to remember because Leimu had the thing. Where is it written?
Where's what written? Oh, it's in your
Yeah,
features. You need to scroll all the way down.
There we go. Get reassurance back. The only thing I've not healed is my health.
Okay.
I could use mine to tend your wounds.
Up to you.
Because I only
If-
need to clear stress. I don't need to do anything else.
Okay.
Because I have a.
If
I have
like
an
yeah,
extra
say
one.
like Ramba comes out and helps him a little bit in like a morning or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd appreciate that.
Hair a little.
Rauna, I'll say before the rest takes hold, you can use creature comfort and then do your downtime moves. Okay, so you can gain a hope, or you and Leimu can clear our stress.
Yeah, I'm gonna clear our stresses.
Okay.
Yes.
Ramba
so
will
0
tend to
stress
wounds
on
and clear
both.
stress. Cyrta will clear stress and prepare. You can gain a hope, Cyrta. Wonderful.
I think Ramba's healing me
So-
with that as well.
Yes. Target Ochros.
Oh, cool! You're healing Ochros. Okay, sick.
Yes.
Yeah, none of you marked any HP except for him, I think.
Yeah.
And I can just clear my own stress.
Wonderful.
So my downtime buttons
Oh,
have
the
disappeared now.
The thing disappeared? Okay, just tell me what you want to do. Do
Yeah.
you want to clear your HP, clear your stress, prepare and gain a hope, or you can prepare with Cyrta and you can each gain 2 hope, or repair armor slots, or anything.
I think prepare with Cyrta and fix armor.
Okay, go ahead and clear all your armor slots, and Cyrta, you can have an extra hope, and Rauna, you can add 2 hope.
Woohoo!
Very good. And
Thank you.
I'll roll just for fun. It's
Oh no.
It's 1d4 plus 4.
Oh.
It's a 5.
Okay.
Heck.
I have
Okay.
full fear.
But you can't give any more.
Can't get any more.
Hey, yeah, at least there's that.
Alrighty. So, resting up, trusting that Badeek will still be there in the morning, or at least if he's not, that he will be living up to his word. You take a long, well-earned rest at the end of a very busy day. And we're going to take a break. We're going to take a 7-minute break. We're going to come back at 45 past. And I'm going to wolf down the dinner that I still have next to me, which is cold now. And thank you all very much for being here. And I hope this was enjoyable so far. And yeah, we shall reconvene in 7 minutes. Thank you, everyone.
Unfortunately, while knowing how to deal with nobility, Cyrta wants nothing to do with them.
Oh boy, this'll be fun.
Indeed. Right, we are back. Welcome, everyone. To do a very quick recap, we're going to jump straight in. The party has just arrived at Kinta's Rest, and after a tense interaction with some of the security here, some of the guards, who, interestingly, speaking to maybe the way that Kinta's Rest is structured as a system, do not behave like regular police officers might. Otherwise, things might have ended slightly differently. But that's maybe a conversation for another day.
Subtle, MJ, subtle.
Eventually, the party managed to win over the trust of Badeek, and while they're not exactly friends, he's not going to make their lives difficult anymore. And taking them to an inn in the forest district of Kinta's Rest, where they can sleep. They discussed their plans. Badeek informed them that that he was working for Councillor Fala, and that Councillor Fala, among other things, was feared some sort of war coming to Kovarru, and he wouldn't explain any more. He just gave the order to Badeek to report on this group that had arrived in Kovarru and ascertain whether they came from elsewhere or others, or some other thing. Convincing him that they did in fact just come together completely by random chance. He took that and instead decided on his own to possibly, if they wanted to report them to Councillor Fala so that they might be able to talk to him. They do have an opportunity to find him during the impending festival called Verrnevin, the Winter's End Festival, which is happening this evening in-game. And the other time to talk to him would be if Badeek takes the time during the festival to tell him that they're around. The time to meet officially with the rest of the council would be the day after the festival. So, with that, the party went to bed, and as you wake, there is immediate. You oversleep. There is an immediate hustle and bustle that breaks through the window. There are birds in the trees, and there are crowds of people outside. There is a very light wind that rustles through the trees as well, and it's quite a busy scene. And as one of you, I'll say maybe Rauna is first up, and let me end the encounter so we can actually have time pass regularly. There we go. I will start the encounter again. You guys can use the spotlight system if you like. If you raise your hand, can you take away the hand raise?
Mm-hmm.
Can we try it like that? So next time you raise your hand, if I give it to you, can you take it away yourself? Because if you raise it and I give it to you, we begin the encounter, and then the time stops.
Take it away.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. So let's do that. Right. Rauna, you're first up, and the first thing you hear is just a crowd. A crowd of people not moving, but actually staying still. A crowd of people whispering very eagerly to themselves. And then some children, very excitedly looking, and or very excitedly like commenting about something, and your ears prick up, and you start to hear, do they really? Do you think they ride him? No, sure not. It probably hurts his back, don't you know? They're not horses. How do you know that? I know what an elephant is. I've read this book. I've read the stories. That's not an elephant. It's a famphone. A for what? A famphone. They're a type of creature that comes from Baldrún. That's a barrier away. Yes, it is. I see you've paid attention in my classes, Nevis. Well, you know, it was an interesting one. Anyway. He's a long way from home. And Rauna, you have a chance to react to this if anything.
She'll just go to the window and watch this.
Okay. A crowd of about 30 has gathered outside the stables.
Oh,
Oh,
my
no.
god!
And they're all nattering to each other excitedly. Now, Ochros, of course you hear them, but you haven't fully risen yet. It's been a long day, and you took a lot of pain earlier that day. But that is the time that you rise as well.
I like to imagine he has been awake. He's just feigning sleep.
Yes,
he's just like, just 5 more minutes, and just his eyes closed, and he's like, he's gonna pretend he hasn't woken up yet, but he's hearing everything. He's like, fine, I guess I'll rise and start to show signs of life.
Okay, as you move.
Do I?
Yeah, go on.
I make Rauna be a little bit of a menace. And just
go on.
Would it be funny if she just like leans out the window a little and calls over like, "Good morning, Ochros"?
Go
Would
for
it be
it.
funny? Yeah. Yep, that is what she does.
Okay. Do you respond?
You're completely ignoring the crowd.
His trunk just like shifts position a little bit, and he just says, "Good morning, Rauna." And then his eye peeks open and eyes the crowd that has formed, and he goes, "And good morning to all of you too."
So, the first thing you do as you stir, the entire crowd just shh, and then you go, "Good morning, everyone." And there's this, "Whoa!" Oh! And then they sort of startle. And then one person has the keen senses to go, "Would you all just... It's a bleeding person! Just fuck off! Go about your business, you've got a festival to prepare for!" And everyone kind of goes, "Oh, yeah, fine.
No, it's true, I am quite a terrifying monster. He says in a very calm, just like nod of his head.
Some of them seem very intent to stay, and then one of the old man, a very wizened Bon Bao with grey in his beard, moves up to the ones that are staying, some younger people, and puts a very firm hand on their shoulders and goes, "We are leaving." The one who knew that you are a femme fatale. "We are not negotiating, we are leaving. There might not be classes today, but that doesn't mean we don't have preparations. Let's go." "But sir, go now, please." And he looks over to you, Ochros, and says, "Apologies, friend. Welcome to Kinta's Rest."
He gives a polite little bow of his head and just says, "I welcome the hospitality you've all shown, and the curiosity. I am quite used to it, so it's alright."
On his way out, he says, "I'm afraid that's not the last time you will attract attention, but I'm sure you're used to it.
Absolutely, I welcome it.
If you like, I can send word ahead. We will be in the town putting up flyers."
If I am to become a main attraction for this festival, then so be it."
Not flyers about you,
Chuckles.
No.
Well, you might not have a choice in that.
And as you say that, he's looking over to the group, and they're already scribbling something on, like, "Come see the femme foam." He's like, "Children, stop that right now!" And he, like, walks over to them.
You know, we could charge people to go, see him.
Oh no!
He is not
Yeah.
a circus creature! And just kind of puts the pamphlets away and then ushers them away.
Not
The
right
crowd
now.
the crowd disperses.
You
Ramba
know how to
and
balance
Cyrta...
on a ball. And you
Just
juggle.
fly.
Ramba and Cyrta, you absolutely could have been up by now, of course.
Yeah.
I
think-
But I did forget to ask Cyrta, was there anything in particular that you were doing while the rest were sleeping, while you were taking that long rest, or were you just chilling? Was there anything in particular?
I think she may have tried to try to sneak one of those tarts back into the room.
Very nice. What are they
So
called?
the
What
other
did you
two
call them?
will-
The something berry?
Beauty berry.
Beauty berry.
beauty berry.
Yeah, so the other two will wake up with a mostly intact tart with just like some scoops of the jam that have been taken out of it.
Incredible. Okay, Ramba.
They was probably like he was a little bit suspicious of something happening in the room, so he's been letting out little guard barks
Okay.
when Cyrta's been moving like this little beeps.
Yeah.
Boof, boof.
I honestly think in the months since Ramba's left, like she's slept alone. So she wakes up and hears noise and is like very confused and opens her eyes and sees people and goes, "Ha!"
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, you guys!
And
Fuck.
then gets a lick from Leimu on her nose.
Very nice.
Oh, thanks, Leimu. Good morning.
Do you want the rest of my tart? It's too big.
Oh, absolutely. She digs in. No second thought.
Okay.
Oh,
While you rise and get a little bit of breakfast on your way, I don't think it'll cost you anything else. It kind of probably comes with the room. I think. Are you? Yeah, it's now late morning, and you can already tell this part of the city is awash with activity. There are, but a lot of the activity isn't on the ground. A lot of the people are moving heavy things, yes, but a lot of the activity is actually people moving to and fro in the trees above you. If it's not qual flitting from place to place, setting up little, what are those like parade, like triangle shaped things called again? I can always. Bunting, yeah. There's bunting everywhere, and they're preparing. The entire city is undergoing a transformation that Ochros you can see happening all above you, and every now and then people do definitely look your way, but they do have something to do, which keeps them from spending too much time. And yeah, once you wake and have eaten your fill and are ready for the day, if you check in on Badeek, you will realize that he is gone. Whether he has left to go back on his word or whether he will actually talk to the counselor when he arrives you'll have to take him at his word. But for now, he's not there. I will then ask, you have an entire city ahead of you. Clearly, people are preparing for something, and you've heard that it's Verrnevin, which I think people who understand. Let me see. People who understand the Caharim language, Herish, would know that Verrnevin is an old word. Maybe Ochros would know this, called for winter's end, literally the end of winter. And if you want to know more about it, you can ask around. But for now, I think this is a section where it's really driven by you. So until the time of the festival itself, you have an entire day to explore Kinta's Rest. So I'm going to ask you, as I said, Badeek is gone, but once you've eaten your fill, you assemble outside of the inn and pass the spotlight between you freely, but it is yours to do with as you wish. So what would you like to do?
Ram's gonna heal Ochros for the activity. Just get up and be like, "Oh, you still have some injuries. Hold on, let me patch you up real quick while we talk."
No.
And then,
Quite all right, and you're not able to persuade Ramba. It's just he's as part of the rest. Yeah, he's feeling a lot more revitalized. And he gives a thankful nod to the others. And I imagine once everyone's kind of like outside and reconvening, he kind of looks out across the town and nods to himself. So, Verrnevin then. So as we have a busy day ahead of us.
I would like to get rid of this. And she pats the less than ideal conditions of the the cockatrice head.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's starting to smell.
I think it might be wise if I... Perhaps you should see to that. I will... If I travel with all of you, I fear we will not make it through a crowd. So, I will endeavor to distract people.
Okay.
He kind of dips his head a little bit.
Alrighty.
Perhaps I can
Ochros,
learn
my
more
friend.
about. Perhaps I can learn more about the people here and who exactly is in charge.
Smart. Is that something you are actually actively comfortable with? Told them that you welcome the attention. Is that true?
Rauna, I have dealt with this sort of attention for practically a century. It's second
Does not
nature
mean
at
you
this
enjoy
point.
it.
I do enjoy it, actually.
Alright then.
I perhaps enjoyed it a bit too much in my early days, but now I'm a lot more humble.
She just gives a little huff.
I appreciate your concern.
Okay. So, Ochros is going to go off on his own, unless someone's coming with him. Rauna is going to deliver the head, and Ramba, what are you gonna do? You can join any of them, or you can go off on your own as well.
Sticking with Ochros would give her access to many people to annoy. However, I think it would be too difficult to get their attention when there's an elephant in front of them. So that's an X on that.
Okay.
She doesn't really want to be around the gross head any longer than she needs to be, so I think that's also an X. So I think I'm gonna have Ramba kind of following the people setting stuff up and kind of pestering them about like what exactly they're doing, like what all the festivities are gonna be, like
Okay.
like what kind of foods do they make and stuff, like and try to get as much information about the festival itself.
All right. Cool. And Cyrta, what are you gonna do?
Cyrta will go with Rauna because she is a little worried that if this is a big festival, people might be coming in from other places and maybe someone might recognize her.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting.
Oh
Alrighty.
boy.
So, Ramba and Cyrta going together. Ochros.
Rauna and Cyrta.
Sorry, Rauna and Cyrta going together.
Yes.
Yes.
Ramba going off to find out more about the festival. Ochros going off to draw crowds away from everyone else. And I think
And
we're
gather a
gonna,
little bit for himself.
yeah, we're gonna bounce around as I feel is appropriate, wherever I feel is necessary too. But I think who wants to start?
I can start off with the distracting of the crowds.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So, Ochros, we'll start with you. You all move off down the main road, and with cries of "Oh, coming through! Excuse me! Yeah, yes, I'm on my way." There's people moving boxes and putting things in position and putting down like very special street lamps, like hammering them into the soil. That are filled with like very specific things, and there's also a lot of music around as you all move down the main road, and I think maybe some of you walk together for a moment. Ramba might move off. I think you said you were more comfortable in the forest anyway, right? So you're probably you're probably going to be in that area. So you're the one who peels off first, just kind of following a crowd that looks like they're they're carrying something more interesting. I think I'll ask you, what draws you away from the crowd first? Like, what makes you break off the path from the party first?
I think some of those people saying, "Oh, they're coming through" and all that stuff have just like whatever they're carrying, like trying to set up and stuff, just like piques her interest, and then she sees everyone moving forward and stuff, and it's just like, "Catch you later," as a warning, and just runs after. Okay,
cool, awesome. You lose sight of Ramba as she bounds off into the forested area. The rest of you walk for a little while before you end up in the river area. And contrary to the worry of the god, it's less weight that is a problem for you, Ochros. Everything is very sturdy and well made. It's more just like width. So
Yeah, I was gonna say.
a lot of it's a town, so there are some wider dock areas that have been built over the river, and it's easily the quickest way to get from forest into the flats area on the rocky part on the other side. Otherwise, you have to go all the way around. So you do have to go through this district. But once you end up there, you can hear the flowing of the river as it cracks through, as the parts of ice that have come down from the mountainside, that the river is starting to melt, which is the sign of this festival. Literally, as soon as the river cracks and starts to melt, it's the first running of the river. That's when this festival is held, and it's here where the crowds intensify, and all of you are here. Like I said, width is more of a problem. So some of the side streets you absolutely can't get down, but the main areas that move over the river with large poles that sink down deep to the bottom of the river. Every now and then there's this very I wonder if I have a... This might not be as... That's a little too rigged. That's a little too rough.
Oh, an avalanche. It's got it.
No, I was thinking of like more of a random... Like a little... Yeah, this sounds like a gun going off, but it is more like a... Just a little... Boom. Every now and then as a piece of ice hits one of the poles that the city is structured on. And in this area, like I said, the bigger streets you can walk by, but people are going to be... You basically run like a resistor through a field of electrons as they sort of move around you.
Interestingly, as he's like traveling, he's noticing people setting up stuff, especially like big lantern stuff, and I think he's actually going to be like offering to help with the heavier shit.
Oh, okay, sick. Right, I'm going to get into that, yeah. So, Rauna and Cyrta.
Yep.
What is it that breaks you away from Ochros? If nothing but just a sign that says alchemist, but yeah, if you had an idea.
Or they are gonna run into the person who mentioned like something like about monsters when there was a crowd around Ochros in the morning.
Ooh.
And Rauna just walking up like, I heard you speaking of monsters. She pats the little cockatrice, the cockatrice head, and is there any shop that would take this?
You look at a fairly sort of a 20s, just a regular citizen. I'll say a Keherim who looks over at you, looks you up and down, and goes, "Oh, a monster hunter. Cool. Welcome to Kinta's Rest. Yeah, we've got a few apothecaries. Let me go to my auto roll tables, and we can find a place. Let's see. Food. Okay. Alchemists. Yes. An apothecary. Oh, wow. Wow, they are actually an apothecary, yeah. Yeah. The Keherim, she looks across one of the docks and says, "That way." Don't mind the minor explosions you hear from inside. She's that's just it's just Erwin. That's just what she does. It's a family business.
I like her already.
Been there for a while. She stops. Looks
stands on Rhoda's shoulder.
Oh! Hi! Just kind of waves at you. Oh, this is great. Are you from the Fae community?
You're gonna look yourself up. Well, give it away.
Oh, so you've come here for the festival, right? It's not that often that we get a lot of Fae from Kovarru, but she seems to imply that you're from here.
But actually, I'm the one who killed the thing, and she punched the head.
Whoa.
I'm gonna try to claim full credit.
That's very cool.
Rauna side eyes her like extremely obviously.
Well, it looks like her name is Arwen Soniad, so you can Yeah. Not the Lord of the Rings elf. A different Arwen. And you can go find her over there.
Thank you.
And she points in that direction. Good luck. That's a fae. So cool. All right. Right. So you break away from Ochros and make your way to the alchemist. Ochros. I'm going to tell you very quickly. The reaction to you, just kind of on the whole, people aren't monoliths. They have individual beliefs, but oh my god, it's a talking elephant is kind of the main prevailing like first reaction to where you to you kind of making your way through things. And it is genuinely like it's like an alien has landed. You are not like an impling is, sufficiently interesting, but people are quite diverse here. I think all of you see this. The general population is a pretty good representation of Kovarru's demographic. So majority Kaherim, Bonbao, and Qual, bird, monkey, cat. But minorly there's some canine, some gormit. There are plenty of ale as well. And every now and then there are some icks, the insectoid species that can resemble things like crickets and grasshoppers and ants and sometimes butterflies and moths. Quite a mixed bag here, very diverse, and so staring at people is really a non-issue for the most part. There aren't any Chifrel necessarily, not that they're zero, they're just very rare. And you don't see any fae around at this point, Cyrta, but for you, Ochros, obviously, like you're way different than anything else anyone has seen, and that is something that you're used to everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Most people you find, especially here in the capital, it's not like it's an uneducated populace. Most people know what an elephant is. They do exist, they're just not in this area. Almost no one here has seen one, but they're educated enough to know what they are. Some people know what you are, though, as a femme fatale. But only those who've like specifically studied history or cross-barrier geography, because no one knows of any femme fatale who are in Kitakara. However, Ochros, I think as you walk through, you start helping people, and one of the Bonbao, a very big silverback gorilla type of person, she's sort of trying to lift a heavy crate, and the friend who's helping her gets very distracted by you and drops the crate, and there's like as it lands on its corner, and she goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake! Could you? Oh." Could you help me? My friend is a little, fucking useless. Just kind of darts a glance over to the friend.
Well, it just so happened that I was coming over to ask if you needed it.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, you've already helped a couple of people, until this moment. And you kind of lift, you lift the box, and she goes,
Yeah, I was just gonna say, to give an idea of like Ochros' mindset right now, he has in the past drank deep of all this sort of attention, and he's loved that in the past. Now he's older and he's a little bit more used to traveling the wilds again, and when he's in the middle of civilization like this and everyone's looking again, it's a little bit like, ooh. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But as he talks to more and more people, he kind of like eases back into it, and I think very much so he's just going about making sure that like, wow, this is a scary new person, sure, but like, oh, he's just helping out and like being friendly, and so he's trying to be approachable and trying to just be, so yeah. Sorry, what was she gonna say?
She looks at you like you are a legend out of a story, but in a very different way. And as you carry the heavy box, it's quite heavy, but your trunk can do the work. And she carries it over to a building. Ochros, what's in the box?
Does Eyya have like an equivalent of fireworks?
Well, that's what I was thinking of. I think there must be lots of fireworks. However, Kovarru is a place that considers, at least they are operating on a premise of considering the environment and the people within it and the creatures in it.
Yes.
And fireworks is definitely the opposite of consideration. Definitely. So, is there a type of entertainment similar to fireworks that wouldn't have the same negative impact on the environment?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Let me give it some thought.
non-flashy
If anyone
light
else-
shows like
It could be
drones
something like that,
type of thing,
yeah.
like little light balls
Oh.
that flit around.
Yeah, little drone shows. Okay, cool.
I was also thinking it could be things that they like set out onto the icy water and stuff as well, and just
Oh,
like,
little lanterns that float
Ooh,
away.
Okay.
Yeah.
River lanterns. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you set down some river lanterns. They're at the side of the dock, and there's a boat ready to take them. She sets them down, and then kind of bends her back and stuff. And you get the sense she's actually quite tall. Knuckled. She draws herself up to a full height. Knuckled one bow as gorillas. They can stand on two legs, but they prefer to walk on four. And she stands up, and she says, I hope you don't mind, but this. Did you come here for the festival?
Well, admittedly, I've been just kind of wondering about these lands as of late, and I hadn't actually realized there was a festival here. But now that I am here, I'm glad to take full enjoyment of it.
That matches exactly. Sorry. Hi.
Hello. He kind of just gently dips his head. I realize I've not introduced myself. I am Ochros.
Lota. It's a pleasure to meet you. Lota Rumsby. And I am...
I get the sense you have something you wish to ask.
It's less ask and more tell you. I thought about, well, no, she seems starstruck, and you realize she knows who you are. But not in a bad
His
way.
expression doesn't. Yeah, his expression doesn't change too much, but he's a little bit like, oh, okay. But he's not like backing down from like his usual friendly self.
There's only one Famphome that the history books speak of in this country. You are him, and it's an honor. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm making a fool of myself, but
You are not. It's
I
quite
studied you. I genuinely can't believe this.
Really? Perhaps I can test you then. What do you know?
Oh no. Well, it's actually less that I studied you, and now I teach about you, and well, not just you.
blinks a little
You are part of the topic. I'm a lecturer at a school here in Kinta's Rest. We talk about the country's history, Katakara as a whole. My specialty. My specialty is, not the war itself. I forgot the name of the fucking war. What was the name of the war? The Standstill War. Yes, that was it. I don't study the Standstill War. It's not my primary area, but it does coincide with the building of the country's capital, which is my... Mindara is my area of expertise. And you were instrumental to its construction. Not that you laid the bricks, but you know what I mean. It is,
I do. It was a long time ago, but I still remember it as if I was there yesterday.
This is amazing. I'm sorry. I have so much to do, but lots of heavy lifting.
Well, I will be here all day.
Well, that's good to know. Is
Perhaps the
there
most pressing question you have, then.
war? I am not prepared.
Time to think on your feet.
Oh no.
I'm sure your students make you do that quite often.
She seems like she's. Oh, you wouldn't know the half of it. Have you been a teacher at all?
Not officially, but you are the age that I am. You tend to pass on what lessons you've learned so that others can do better than what you've done in the past, if that makes sense. I'm sure you understand.
She smiles.
That's the idea. We are what they are, what we are what they grow beyond is what my professor once said to me, and I try to pass it along into my teachings.
Indeed.
They're supposed to be better than us. And, well, Eyya knows my students are certainly on their way. I actually did have a question, but if you don't mind, if you could walk with me? And she turns to see a couple of other people have kind of stood by to listen. And she looks over and says, if you're going to stand around, you might as well help me as well. So come along. You don't look like you're doing anything else. Oh, we're actually driving a boat over that. Not anymore. Come on. She kind of...
Ochros looks over at them and is like, you heard him.
Oh. Not wanting to say no to you, they move off. And before she asks her question, we're gonna jump. We're gonna jump to Ramba. So, we'll end on asking a question, if you can remember that, Ochros. Ramba.
Mm-hmm.
Through the forest you walk. And for you, in Kovarru, there aren't any Chifrel, families. Every now and then there were, maybe, I don't know if you would see one in your morning around Kinta's Rest. But people don't stare at you as much. You still attract attention because you're probably the only Chifrel around right now in the section of the town. But it strikes you that everyone knows what a Chifrel is. It's still an interesting sight, and you do get attention for it. But like I said, a Chifrel is not an alien sight in Kovarru, and maybe there are people are Ochros is an exception. People are kind of accustomed to not be incredibly nosy and unashamedly invasive, and people usually give you your space here. But the vibe that you get from here you're in a place where instead of a river, it's the unmistakable sound of wind swaying through trees and birds. And it's interesting that birds are actually so prominent in a town area. Usually they'd be scared off by now, but the birds are actually very welcome here, and they are part of the ecosystem. I'll also say you notice every now and then, maybe in a crowd of about, maybe it's like one in a 1,000, maybe you'd see 2 of them during your time here. There are implings here. And for the most part, people do understand the physical differences. So it's not that you get stares because of that. It's still rare, but it's not like it's unheard of. And has Ramba seen, besides the troop that she found in her youth, or that came to her, has she seen any other implings along her travels?
Again, probably only 1 or 2 in the random places she's gone to, and popping into towns and stuff to restock and stuff. Maybe just randomly walk into one, but she doesn't actively seek them out.
Okay.
It's just happen chance that she spots one, or one of them is working in a place that she's buying something from. Yeah.
I will say there are quite a couple of the couple of implings. There might be a Bon Bao who has very sort of goblinoid pointy ears, and a little bit less fur than a Bon Bao would usually have, replaced with slightly more leathery skin, or a Quoll impling might have not feathery wings but leathern wings instead, so more of an impish quality to them. But you get the sense that even though someone like Ochros might garner a lot of attention, it doesn't feel like anyone's unwelcome here, which is maybe refreshing. As you walk around town, considering there's a festival happening, the town is certainly in a celebratory mood. Everyone seems to be waking up and acquiring some energy from the winter, and enjoying swinging from trees and moving from place to place. What are you in particular looking for?
I think trying to follow the
as many people as she can, and that allow her to like kind of pester them and stuff. Like the ones who seem to be setting stuff up, like where all the materials are going, and what are they setting up? Like what is there going to be attractions, and like anyone who is amenable to being pestered while they're trying to do some stuff. Because if they're busy, it means that they know what's going on.
Okay. There's a particularly busy quoll. Built like an owl, so quite a flat head with a beak that comes out, and more like a rounded head of the owl. Not a tawny owl, but more like one of the other ones. I don't know all the owl species. And sort of a grey mottled coat, and a very proud puff, like a plume out of the chest. And is flitting back and forth on treetop platforms after having strung some bunting together, is now singing a song. And it sounds quite a lot like bird song. And as a maestra, you can very clearly tell that this is having some kind of magical effect. What is this quoll doing? What kind of performance is this that keeps them so busy as they flit from tree to tree, tweeting a little melody out?
I think it would probably be something to set the tone of the festival. Like it's something to kind of give people like vigor and renewal, because the winter is over. We're entering spring again. Things are going to become warmer. Things are going to be growing again.
Yeah.
Kind of give people the energy to set this up so they can have as much revelry as I want to have for this festival. And I think Ramba would, instead of like intervening in it and like sensing the little magical effect of it, would find a place that's a little bit out of the way, so she's not in the middle of people walking about trying to go about their business. Just nearby, she'll just like sit down and listen to it and enjoy the melody for a while, and like not like looking directly at them as well. So if she's spotted by them, they will know that she's actively and paying attention to them and stuff, and are enjoying their performance.
Okay. For a while, you can see that the people are every now and then someone acknowledges the fact that music is being made, but most of the time people are just enjoying the effect that it's having on them. As you sit and listen, your senses open to the world song almost on their own, and you can see that every melody out of the owl's mouth is very is very precisely placed, as a wave of energy shoots from out of it into through the ground. Some flowers burst up from where it was, and it comes out and flutters some of the bunting. And you can see that there's it once it curves and gets close to people, someone who was maybe just working on something with a very neutral expression, a small corner of a smile starts to appear on their face as they just, without really even realizing what's happening, maybe their mood just improves and morale is just boosted with this bird song here. And then you can see that in order to grab from that energy, of course, every performance is a transfer. This particular transfer comes from the bird song around the quoll. The birds that are actually making their own music, the quoll is the one taking that bird song, feeding it through itself, and then making it into something magical that can actually have a tangible impact on people in the village. And you sense that, see, hear, smell, whatever sense Ramba likes to cover her sonar with when she engages in listening. And every now and then someone kind of gives a look to the quoll and says, "Hey, keep it up! It's working! I feel excited already." The quoll responds, stops singing briefly, and goes, "You should be! It's been a few days already since we've been anticipating this festival, and you're only excited now? You shouldn't need me at all." And continues the tweeting as well. Eventually they notice you, and you see a little frond of music just kind of reach out towards you, and the melody finds you. And you have max hope already, don't you?
I do.
Oh, I was going to give you a hope. I think... I think what I'll do instead is give you... You can note it somewhere. You can have advantage on your next roll to do something.
Ooh, okay.
You have a little bit of a boost, like you feel the festivities, and within the melody comes this idea of we live according to the cycles of the environment around us. The river breaks and we celebrate. The winter ends and we come alive again. There is this great revival kind of feeling that puts you in high spirits. And the bird, not stopping their melody, kind of winks at you a little bit and then continues.
I definitely feel like Ramba would get energized from this and immediately go to jump up from her seated position, and I think just carrying the extra bit of music that was sent her way and feeling it like a tingling in the edges of her fingers, and like her nose like scrunches, like she feels like a excited chill as it like coalesces around her. She would take out her quarterstaff and attempt to harmonize with the song that is being chirped and stuff, and try to add to it, seeing as it's affecting the plants around and the mood of everyone, and she gets inspired and tries to join in and bolster the performance.
Lovely. Because you're at max hope, I don't think this needs a roll. You are just feeling... You're at max hope, I'm at max fear. We can't possibly get better or worse, so... You harmonize pretty easily. And I think... Well, what happens when two musicians... When two musicians play together, it does often amplify the effect of the music, but it's a very tedious affair because as soon as you start to play with another maestro, you must be in what's known as concordance with each other. You must have the same intention, otherwise the music could clash and there could be an unforeseen consequence. But you have a very good understanding of what the intention might be, and instead of taking the lead, you're very good at following, and there's this wonderful harmony that now shows. Eventually, maybe after a few minutes, the owl stops flitting, and basically you end up with this almost opera singer bird, and then a sort of with a flute accompaniment, and people are kind of now stopping and going, "Oh shit, that's lovely." And you get a couple of claps, and some people are dancing as they move, and it's the most cheesy shit you can imagine.
Absolutely.
And eventually, the melody stops, and the quoll says, "Well, that's quite enough of that." Kind of shakes the feathers, fluffs out the plume, and looks down at you from a high tree, and you can see the head kind of pokes out. You can see this quoll is getting on in years. Quoll aren't super long-lived, but this one is certainly into, like, almost grandma age. And she says, "Well, that was quite beautiful, my dear. You are well-trained indeed."
I had someone good to follow. Your voice is lovely.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Is this your primary instrument?
Yeah, it's what I use most of the time.
Excellent. Well, you I don't think I've seen around here before. Are you from a neighboring village, perhaps?
I'm from a ways away. Clenora Cave, if you've heard of it.
Clenora Cave? No, I don't think I have. You seem like you're a long way from home.
Well, I'd hope so. I've been traveling for a few months.
Traveling is your, modus operandi, then?
Pretty much. I just like to see what the world has to offer. I want to experience it all, and it seems like a good time to visit here.
A good time indeed. Did you hear about the festival? Is that what brought you here?
Honestly, pure coincidence. I don't really follow main roads, and Well, one thing led to another, and I'm here now.
Huh. Very good. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. And what is your name, my dear?
Ramba Ashfall. And what's yours, miss?
Ramba. I had a name, and then I lost it. Hold on a second. There it is.
God damn it, MJ.
I'm Lana. A pleasure to meet you. She flits
Lana?
down on the tree and then lands on a low branch that she can kind of perch on. Her wings tuck under her, and she looks down at you. You look like a curious one. Like you're interested in learning.
Oh, what gave it away? The big eyes?
The big ears.
Oh, they're, you know. She like hides her ears behind her. Like,
She gives you a kind look and says, not just for decoration, I assume. Though pretty decorations they'd make regardless.
Yeah, they pick up on a lot.
You're new in Kinta's Rest, and in Kovarru, indeed. So, what is it you'd like to know?
Well, I like to know all I can about the festival, actually.
Well, I think I'll show instead of tell. You're not too heavy, are you?
I mean, I had a pie this morning, but I don't think that's gonna change much of it. I shouldn't be.
She skips off the branch and goes, you can see this same scene reflected in nature, but I assure you it is not quite of the same predatory nature. And you can feel her talons start to like extend.
Oh, no!
Really funny, actually.
And
Yeah.
she says,
Oh yeah.
don't worry, unless you're. Are you scared of heights, my dear?
Deathly afraid. I feel like I'm gonna have a No, I'm fine. Fly away.
Then up we go. And she kind of sinks her claws into a way that she can kind of hook under instead of hook through and pierce the fabric. And then she hums a tune. And you can kind of feel the ground around you kind of sink. And you yourself feel a little bit lighter as she kind of does a little bit of weight distribution as the soil around her kind of
sick.
sinks into the ground, and you feel a little bit lighter, so she doesn't have to hurt you while she flies. And with a few puffs of her wings, she takes flight and deftly swoops around branches, and before long you're breaking the canopy where you can look at the city itself. And there are lots of quoll flying around you as well from place to place. And she shows you the whole town, where even if you look ahead, the town is small enough you can see the river district and the flats district, and in the river district you can certainly see Ochros moving from place to place. We're going to zoom from that, and she's going to tell you about the village in a second, through Ochros as he's helping the fuck was her name? Lota.
Lana.
Yeah, there we go.
Lota.
And we're going to go all the way through to Rauna and Cyrta. You have just arrived at a swinging sign of a... let's see here. You have just arrived at the swinging sign of an alchemist, an apothecary, to be precise. Arwen Soniad. What's the name of her apothecary? This is for Ashen Sylve. She brews she brews a number of different potions, but is specifically some of her specialties are things that have explosive application. Whatever you think that would be useful for, you can let me know. But what do you think this would be called? This is the more devious part of Daggerheart questions.
Awful.
I have an idea. If you want to give it to me.
Yes, go. I'm not good with names.
Bon voyage. As
No.
MJ, you're awful.
I'm gonna write that down.
So, bon
Any
voyage.
French
Monsieur
perchance?
incroyable!
And yeah, you end up you move through the door, and you get a very very immediate smell of black powder. And yeah, I think a lot of I'm not sure why. Let me think of something else. Let me see if I can go to another alchemist here.
I was just
yes.
about to have Rauna say to Cyrta that, like, be careful in here, little firefly.
Oh.
Yes, explosives do have purposes that go beyond simple destruction. They are they can often redirect, they can prevent, and so this is a very specialized alchemist. But you can also tell that as an apothecary, she also brews potions and herbs and some concoctions of all types. It's just her specialty is explosives. So, as you move in, what species do you think this would be? It can be rare. It could be part of the more common demographics of Kovarru, but it also could be rare.
Upper lip.
Upper lip.
Upper lip.
Upper lip.
I was waiting for the
Mushroom.
first introduction of an upper lip.
Oh, yes, perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
That's actually perfect, yeah.
Oh, goodness. So, this is very interesting. Yeah. Since you're on the docks district, you can hear the river flowing through the windows. And as you close the door, the windows are only cracked open. It's very dark, and there's a distinct, like I said, a distinct smell of gunpowder, but also a strange moldy smell. And you note that there's a plate, and a sort of a plate of uneaten food that's sitting and waiting. That is just, it can really only be described as mush. It's just this sort of grayish colored mush that seems like it's half eaten, and you hear this ding 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 ding. It's this controlled explosion elsewhere in the shop, and then wandering through, you hear this as this very wide mushroom rounds the corner, arms sort of with a cap that is about as wide as the body. The body itself is just a big ball, really. And it moves around on legs that are seem in quite well designed to move the ball, and the arms themselves are a little bit spindly as they extend out and move in between places, and they've got fingers, but they're more like little fronds. And the upper lip, who does have a face that is etched into the top of the ball, it's sort of separated so that it can look front on at you. But I don't know if you know this about upper lip, but they don't need faces to see. It's an entirely aesthetic choice. And the cap itself has a number of hooks and labels hanging from the cap. Labels that have a little bit of a, like, there's a herb that's dangling from one of them with a label that says, this is this or whatever. The label itself doesn't have writing on it, though. It has a sort of marking, like a mold marking, that is something that only the upper lip would know about. And there are some labels on at this part of the storefront, because obviously, people need to be able to see things to buy things. But yeah, this upper lip makes a sort of jangling as they walk, and you notice that around the ball there is a sort of nice fitting belt on the top part that hangs a number of potions and ingredients as well. And the upper lip looks incredibly startled to see anyone, and they sort of do a and then turn to the table and very hastily move towards the table and slap a hand down on the mush. The other hand goes, just to say, like, wait. And they try to turn their body to, like, block the process, but you notice that as the hand slaps down on the mush, it like almost it like dissolves. It turns into like a sort of moldy, spory substance that is then absorbed into the skin of the opalip, and the hand comes out off the plate, and the opalip does a little bow with a little clink of ingredients, and then gives a little wave, and the mouth moves, but the voice hits you kind of like they're sort of, it's almost like a little mini version of them is on the inside of your ear canal going, hello! And that's because opalip communicate with spores. They can make the spores sound like things. And they communicate messages to you, but it's a really strange feeling. Cyrta and Rauna, have you ever interacted with a creature like this before?
She has. She knows. She's
Okay.
familiar.
You know what an opalip is. Maybe Cyrta as well. Okay. So you know
Also,
what an opalip is.
My immediate thought when describing them was basically a mushroom version of Domodendra from Jedi Survivor.
Oh, phenomenal.
That's kind of what I have in my mind now.
Phenomenal. That's so good. Yeah. I'm just going to call them Soniad because I feel like they would have one name. So we're going to take R1 away and just say Soniad and say, and there's a little kind of echo that comes into your ears, into both your ears, and you know that they see you, Cyrta. They know what a fae is, I think. And the voice simply says,
Welcome to my store. Wait, that's not. Welcome to my store. That's better.
That was an in-character altering as you see the voice in your ear kind of changes a little bit in timbre and goes,
That's a little friendlier. What can I get for you today? Can I satisfy any of your explosive needs?
Rauna's sighs, looks to she does actually like laugh audibly at the voice change, but then she looks to Cyrta,
Cyrta
sighs.
is literally vibrating.
Oh
Cyrta,
no.
may I do my business here first, and then you can do
Okay.
whatever you wish. Thank you.
You'll find that the opalip makes movements that are well practiced. Opalip can, as I said, because they do everything through spores, they don't actually have to move their body at all. But they're doing it obviously because they live in a village of other people, so they have to keep up social appearances. So she does do that. Yeah. Soniad looks over at you, Cyrta, and says,
Oh, a fae. And you are practically vibrating, which does indicate to me that you are interested in what I have to offer.
Well, you know, explosions are pretty.
You have great command of fire, I see. Oh, sorry. I'm not supposed to, well, say these things all the time. Some people take it as a little intrusive. The spores are
What?
a little too talkative sometimes.
But it's okay.
Welcome to Bon Voyage. It's a work in progress. We're pending copyright infringement claims. are a hunter, and you're here to sell me that cockatrice head.
Yes.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, she slightly pulls Leimu back from a harness to stop him from sniffing at something he's not supposed to be sniffing.
You? Neither of you are from around Kovarru, I think.
I am a traveler.
Indeed. Well, how much would you like for the head?
And then we can launch into
Yeah.
truly epic
Haggling.
bartering RP, which I do not want to do.
No, we don't do
thank
that.
you.
In
Yes.
Daggerheart, we'll just say, I think
Yes.
it's I think she'll trade it for 2 bags of gold. 2 bags of coins.
Does it change the thing if, can she haggle in a healing potion into that?
Oh, yeah, you can have 2 bags and a healing potion. Yeah, for sure.
Yay!
Yeah. So you can grab a healing potion. I think you can add. I think the healing potion in your character sheet is a countable thing. So you can just hit that with a. You go where it says 1, and you can hit that with a 2, and then you can have a second one.
Except that it's not doing. Oh, it doesn't accept numpad. That's the problem. There we go.
There you go. You now have
Yay.
2 healing potions. Wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. She, See, now I'm thinking of Domodendra. That's why I say she. Yeah. We'll go she. She looks over
She has decided to be a she.
Yeah. Their upper lip. I feel like it changes from day to day.
Yeah.
Yeah. After haggling, she kind of says,
If you could please put the cockatrice head over there. Thank you.
and then her arm doesn't
She
move, and she
does.
goes, "Oh, sorry, over there," and then it does move the second time, and yeah. Then she'll look at the pair of you and go,
Would you like to browse? We have a few things on sale. I'm afraid some of the more regular stuff would be freely available, but since you're travelers, you understand. That's the rule.
We are aware, and it seems like a working system.
For now, it helps the people here thrive on doing the things that really matter, while ensuring that we can still communicate with the outside world. If, as you can see, I agree with the policy. Not many. Some might disagree, but, as long as it remains the law, then we continue.
Are there any loud disagreements on that?
On the way the money works, I think more that things are not available to... More that things are freely available to the people. Some more outspoken individuals might believe maybe we should be... Kind of breathes in for a second. Interacting more with the outside, which I can understand. Some people think that instead of simply trading in currency from outsiders, we should be trading in our resources, which I can also understand. Right now, Kovarru has a strict policy on extraction efforts like mines, which of course, as you might think, limits the applications of explosives. But people seem to find a use for my wares anyway.
Trying to think of some smart questions to ask, boy.
She says, I'm rambling. I apologize. Do look and see what you would like.
Because I'm kind of trying to think of how to ask a question that like, has there been any rumors of a possibility of war? Is it solely...
"Oh,
Yeah, is it solely the counselor who believes that, or are people like other regular people living here thinking
Okay.
That there's restlessness.
So I want
Somehow leading the topic to that.
Okay, you asked the question, or at least you're leading towards, like, you heard there was some tension in the council, and you heard there was a war, and she blanches at that and goes, "Oh, a war? Whatever do you mean?"
The traveler hears things and wants to ascertain what are facts and what are people merely making words. What are people merely making untrue claims out of boredom?
We have heard nothing of war here. But as for the council, since you mention it, relations between the members are frosty since the last meeting, but we don't really know the details of what went on in the meeting. They have pledged to resolve it after the festival. We'll hear more tomorrow as the advisors bring the information to us. But we haven't heard anything about a war. Bless you.
Relieved to hear that is just some loudmouths, bored loudmouths.
Maybe. Why would anyone want to go to war with us? Well,
Disagreements over the use of resources? Huh.
if it's civil war you're talking about, some of the councillors may be a little more, headstrong, but I don't think they'd go that far.
I was about to ask that is stubborn enough to go to that drastic lengths. I would hope not.
If that is the case, then we truly live in dangerous and dark times, which is news to me. Tension in this government happens, well, it's happened fairly frequently, though this certainly was the biggest fight that they've had in recent memory.
Do you even have any idea even what it was about? What was the town meeting?
Well, Councillor Fala
Council meeting.
definitely stormed out in quite a hurry. Everyone saw that. You see, Kinta's Rest is the capital of Kovarru, and it is separate from the 3 regions over which the councillors reside. It's a town that was built to welcome anyone entering Kovarru from the South Sutlin entrance. It's pretty large, and as I said, it's considered neutral ground. The councils meet here when they must, and the day-to-day goings-on of the city are decided by a separate body called the Assembly, which is made up of some people who live here and operate trades and production. Like me, but I haven't been on the Assembly in a while. I prefer my shop. And fishing. We do a lot of fishing here. As for the council, the last time they met was nearing the end of autumn. They walked
That has
in.
been a long while.
Indeed. The 3 councillors went in. We heard the shouting from a few streets away. A fight broke out. It was clear that Fala had brought something to the others that they could not agree with. He stormed out, yelling something about being unwilling to listen. There was a brief break, and then the Assembly brought the news. The Council has discussed no other matters of governments, and governance at the top has come to a standstill. So they resolved to give the winter to cool off and come back after the festival to see where they were at. And that is where we are now. You might find...
Cool off.
The body doesn't move at all. But you still hear the voice.
Unnerving.
You might find rumors abound. There are a great many people. In fact, almost the entire town is eager to hear what the council has to say. Many people will try to pry it from at the festival, for all three will be in attendance as is custom. But I don't think that they will have loose lips until they have a chance to meet. I just hope the festival can go on without a hitch. Oh my, I am rambling again. I am sorry.
You are delightful to listen to. Do not worry.
Oh, thank you. Have a health potion.
Thank you.
You can have another one.
Oh, okay.
You can have another one.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Joy.
The deal.
The art of the deal.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Just the segues, that was so funny.
She
That was
sees
so beautiful.
she sees Cyrta, who I assume has not stopped looking at things. And Cyrta, do me a favor.
Oh no.
I want you to roll on a table. Ha 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 ha.
Oh.
Let's go with... Roll a 2d12, please. Sorry, roll a 1d12 and then a 2d12.
Okay. I'm gonna get what, D12
3.
and then 2D12.
18. Okay. Now I need to decide what makes this up. So, we'll go to... Let's see. Ooh. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go with this one. Firstly, there is a, No, I need ingredients. Let's see. Okay, we'll go to... Aha! Very good. The first thing you find is what is that, a 3? Yeah. It's called a control potion. And Soniad looks over to see what you found. It's got a leaf in the middle of it, and it's a little vial that looks like it's been boiled. It's a sort of brownish gray color. Doesn't look entirely appealing, but the label on it says control potion, and basically it's a little pick me up that makes your the leaf itself stimulates your fine motor coordination and gives you a +1 bonus to your next finesse roll. The 18, on the other hand, is a bit of a powder that is just sitting there but behind a glass. It's like in a little bottle, and this. Let's see here. This is made with a combination of wood shavings and a certain flour that has been kind of ground into a powder. And this is described as a powder that is a little bit like smelling salts, that's got this very powerful effect on you, but is also laced with the flour itself has healing properties. And so it has the ability to both wake you up and kind of clear a little bit of like surface level injury that you might have. It's called snap powder. And if you use it, you mark a stress, but you clear an HP. So the smelling salts kind of wake you up, but you clear an HP. The reason why you mark a stress is because if any one of you have ever smelt smelling salts while not being unconscious, it's I haven't, but I've watched enough videos to know it knocks you on your ass. So yeah, it works by, like, it's called snap powder. It works by snapping it, like it snaps up into your face. and it stuns you a little bit, but you clear an HP. Cool. Those are the two things you find. Cool. Sonia looks over at what you're doing and says, "You have an eye for these things."
Got two of them.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to buy?
I don't have any money.
Oh,
The coins are a bit too big, you know.
I can trade if you have anything.
Cyrta, you helped in killing the cockatrice. You have earned a portion of the money.
Oh.
Okay. Do you wanna buy the things, or is there anything? Those are the things that I've described to you. But if there's anything else that you see, you can tell me. Like it's very it's very free, up to you. I think, as you think about it, maybe we'll switch a little bit. Let's go back to Ochros.
Yes. Yeah.
As where last we left off with Ochros, you're now in the midst of the docks district, and we're with Lota. As you're helping her carry a couple of boxes and moving things into position, moving some signs and some things like that. Yeah, she has a question.
Mm-hmm.
The question was, all right, I've been. If there's one thing about the building of the city itself, is that there were rumors from people at the time that because you had such an instrumental role in the war itself, that, and I don't mean to be bringing up times that might be painful, so I apologize in advance. I'm not really talking about the war itself. It's more what came next. Is that when the war was over, the city was to be built, and but you disappeared. And there's a brief moment in history from then, and when I say brief, it's many years, but for you I assume maybe brief, and then you appeared again as a traveler, a roaming traveler. And what happened?
We're looking to fill in those blanks.
Just, if you could, a brief summary would be more than enough. You don't have to tell me everything. I just don't think I'm ever going to learn otherwise, and if you really think that this information is worth sharing, then please, I would be honored.
I do. He kind of like looks around for her and then looks out to the waters and for a moment, and he almost gains a little bit of a wistful look, and then he'll look back down to Lota. Following the conclusion of the Standstill War, I indeed sought to depart myself from the busyness of civilization, try to return to my roots more. And it's like a pause for a moment as he sort of like figures out how to summarize about 20 years of his life in in like a few short sentences. I used to be quite religious when I was younger, before I found my way to, well, amidst war. But during wartime, I sort of distanced myself from that, and I endeavored to, as I said, return to my roots and pick it back up once more. And I stuck to the wilds and traveled mostly alone and kept to myself until I happened across a small community of like-minded people that helped me, I suppose, rediscover my faith.
She's listening, enwrapped. Remembers that you have to lift something and then lifts, and and she continues on. At the end she nods and says, "Thank you. I'm impressed you remember it all. It was a very long time ago."
It was. There are No doubt things that have drifted from my memory over the years, but most of it I can still recall. He kind of tilts his head for a moment, and then there's almost a curious, amused glint in his eyes. Now, about that test. My armor back in the day, I used to wear a lot more, but do you know who made it?
Who
I actually have something for this. So.
who constructed your armor?
Yes, do you have that? Do you
No,
know of that?
no. We're in the West. It's not it's not taught everywhere.
Perhaps you'd like to hear this, because, well, you might wonder who can construct armor for a femme fatale. Well, you might be happy to know that it was in fact a Bon Bao. Obviously stocky in nature and capable of walking on all fours. They found it quite easy to accommodate for my form.
She's imagining a monkey like clambering all over you to make the fitting.
Yeah. His name was Goran. He was a skilled smith for his time.
Spell that, please.
Goran.
Very nice.
As I said, a skilled smith for his time, and took very much after his father, who I knew as well.
Okay. She nods at that and puts down what she's doing to write it down.
I don't quite wear as much armor as I used to, but he kind of like gently lifts his legs and stuff.
Well,
These are still of a similar craft to him.
I would hope so. I mean, we haven't had a war since then, so I'd imagine you wouldn't be fighting in many of them.
Not anymore. Though, yes, these very designs I wear still are carried on replicas of their crafts. I don't have all the pieces like I used to, but I have shown the old pieces to those who can replicate the craft. I guess in a way I carry on their memory and legacy.
She nods. Admirable. Well, I'm no craftsman, but I will take note of this. How long are you planning on staying here, anyway?
Truth be told, I'm not quite sure. I have nothing pulling me elsewhere, so I get the sense you'll wish to derive some more history from me if I end up staying longer.
She sort of gives a little laugh and says, I mean, I'm not going to follow you around if that's what you're wondering.
Don't worry. I imagine there will be many others that do. He looks over his shoulder for a moment.
I can only apologize. And as you look over your shoulder, I'm going to spend a fear.
Oh no.
As you look over your shoulder, you see.
That's a bomb.
Bayala.
What did you see? What did you say just now? Like, what was the thing that you just said? Like that. Something about people following you around?
Yeah, following you around, and he looks over his shoulder as if expecting people he's seen gawking at him, still like
there
looming
are
after him. You know
there are people that follow you that have been kind of following and doing what they're supposed to, but also following. And in the crowd you see a Kaherim with a sort of tunic, apron, gloves kind of thing, some sort of artisan wearing a pair of glasses. He's sort of looking through the crowd, but the face he's wearing for you is not one of awe, it's one of just disdain. And he scoffs at what you say. And he says, if there are any crowds to be following you, they're the ones to chase the beast of Baldrún out of this place.
You people, drooling all over something you know nothing about. This is a butcher. Read the history books. And I need you to make a presence reaction roll, please.
Right. I will spend a hope and add my strength to this, because, yeah.
Bold presence.
3.
Very nice.
Yeah. Ooh. Could I spend another and add Veteran of the Long War for this? Because-
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Seems related.
So
Yeah.
this is going to be a difficulty
Seems
14, and then I'm going to use this guy's feature called Practiced Manipulator, where
Oh
actually, I should go here as to show chat what I'm looking at. Up to 3 times per scene, I can utilize an experience without spending fear. So he's not making a roll, but I'm going to increase the difficulty by the value of the experience, which is something that I can do.
Okay.
So the difficulty is now 17.
Let's see about it. So extra +3. Yeah, okay. Cool. Ooh.
Oh, that's an 18. I get my fear back.
Reaction
Okay.
roll, you said.
It's a reaction roll.
Dude, I thought-
Oh shit, you're right. I don't get the
Yeah,
fear back.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you, Candy.
reaction.
That's
Yeah, not today, bitch.
great. I have 11 left. I think I'll be fine. Okay. And yeah, I think you can see that the crowd is kind of pissed off by the interruption, but you can actually see some of the crowd is going, is that true? Like, is this? And then they're looking at your armor, at your armored tusks, at the missing one that's covered over with metal, and you notice that there are some people who are kind of stepping back a little bit. So how do you respond to this?
Funny enough, Ochros just kind of looks at them and doesn't seem all surprised. In fact, he kind of looks back towards Lota in time and just kind of tilts his head.
She's
history.
scowling. Yeah, go on.
You should know of all people, my history is not full of sunshine and rainbows, though most things about war is not.
I'm aware. And she looks over and says directly at the guy. She points at him and singles him out and says, "Go climb a tree or something. You're not welcome here. If you don't have anything to do with the festival, then get gone. Go fishing or something."
Yeah. Ochros actually looks over as well and says, whilst he may have, accusations that are not entirely baseless, it has been over a century, and it would seem some people cannot let loose of any grudges.
Despite not having been alive since then.
I know what you did. Anyone who's opened a book about that time knows. There are no sides to a war, only dead. You contributed more than your fair share, and now you're here on the eve of a very precious day. And at that, Lota kind of steps around and goes, "Seriously? Now? Of all times? That you stand here in the presence of someone literally out of a history book, and you have the gall for that to be your opening remark? Shameful." And I think that entire interaction, I think is going to be, I'm going to mark a stress for this guy to use how rude when a target within close range rebuffs or challenges the busybody. Mark a stress to force the target to mark a stress. So Lota will also mark a stress. And Ochros, I need you to also mark a stress, please.
Okay. Alright.
As
I will mark
something,
stress.
he's not, I don't think Ochros, he would be getting under his skin, but it is, the stress might represent just Ochros being a little disappointed that not everyone is kind of, it's something that you
It's
might
also
be
a
used
case of,
to,
like,
but
whenever he treads over this topic, it's always like a bit
It's
of like a bristling, you know what I mean?
yeah, it's like there's always one, But unfortunately with this guy, you can see that he's actually starting to change the vibe a little bit. Not everyone, but
Oh no.
yeah. And with that, he just kind of goes, "I'm wasting my breath. You'll see, everyone. You'll see. He's a bad omen. He brings nothing but trouble. And anyone who's with him. And with that, he turns away and he walks back into the crowd. Then, Ochros, you hear a sort of flapping of wings as
his ears flap a little bit and he looks up.
Yeah. we're not going to Ramba. We're actually well, we will, but you hear a sort of, hey, wait, no, you can't. Oh shit! And there's a sort of muttering that you can hear, and you see Badeek take flight and move after that guy, like immediately. So he is around, and it seems like
Badeek sees him.
Yeah, no, Badeek sees the guy who tried to make a scene and is flying after him.
Oh, but does he see Ochros there?
I mean, everyone can see Ochros.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
Yeah, got you. Okay.
Yeah. And he flies off. He doesn't seem like he's coming to talk to you. He's going straight after the Kaharim that made that problem. Okay. And actually, he calls. Under his breath is, Tickerroll, you fucking fool. Actually naming him. I'll put his name in chat. Okay. Right. The Bon Bao. Lota looks over at you and goes, sorry. You know, not. It's a big town. It's a big valley.
You have nothing to be sorry for, Loda. Trust me, I am much too used to that. And believe me, it was worse when it was more recent.
Yeah.
That's why I stayed away for so long.
I understand. Well, if you really are used to it, then we've got a festival to get back to. You've helped me more than enough. I'm sure there are other people who might need help if you're really in the mood for it, but you know, you can just... You're a traveler here. Enjoy the sights. Go fishing. If you can.
I can, though perhaps you might humor me and tell me a bit about this place, because, quite honestly, this is one of the few places of Daggerheart that I've not actually visited much.
Oh. Well, there's, Where shall I start? And, she'll begin. We're gonna...
I think he'll very, elegantly lean into, the situation here in Kinta's arrest and,
Yeah.
Like, how people are doing, who's in charge, just getting all the information like he said he was going to.
Okay. I'll jump back to that in a second. We're gonna go to Ramba for now. Ramba...
I had an idea.
It's a wonderful flight. So... Yeah. Go on, Ramba.
But in my head, I was just the whole time. It's just Tickle Road saying anyone who's with them is trouble, and then smash cut to Ramba in the air going woohoo!
Very good. Very good.
It's all I've been able to think of for the past 2 minutes.
Look, Ma, I'm flying.
Literally.
Lana, the Grandma Owl, takes you on a ride. It's clearly not the first time she's done this to people because no one really seems to pay her any mind, and she gives a kind of and kind of moves around Kinta's rest and tells you a little bit about it. And you know what? I'm actually going to combine what Lota says with what she says, and she kind of gives, as she gives Ramba something about Kinta's rest. Ochros, you can assume that you know the same thing. I'll switch between the two, and we'll do a kind of match cut kind of thing. So we'll start with Lana, who says, "Here is." Oh, sorry, I was Badeek for a second. Here is the River District. We're divided into three. The River District is built over the river, as you can see. That's why it's called the River District. Then the Flats District. There's stones and rocks all over here. It's very difficult to build a good foundation without, blowing stuff up, which is not how we do things here. And so we build things on top of the rocks. We just drill little holes in them so as to disturb them the least. And of course, it's a river. The tide does flow in and out. It's big enough to do that. So, of course, we have we raise the buildings a little on the plain side or
what the hell did I call it? The rock side, the cliff side, I don't fucking know. The flat side, yes, the flat district. As, so that when the tide comes in, we don't, flood the houses. And on the forest side, it's usually occupied by mostly bonbow to get a good sort of acrobatic range of motion, but it's also easy for the quoll to move from place to place. But, we're all quite a diverse bunch here. People tend to live just wherever they want.
Is that why the three districts?
Yeah, three?
Diversity?
Well, no. 3 districts because the city ended up expanding. It was first built along the river to take advantage of the fish that can still be found swimming here. Then it expanded into the forest and then expanded into the flats. That's just kind of how it works. It hasn't expanded much beyond then. We seem to have settled on our population for now. Lota will then talk as Ochros. Your ears can hear, you can pick out Ramba's voice in a crowd, and like very high up you can hear her talking to this owl as she's being flown around. Lota says the same thing that Sonia had said to Rauna and to Cyrta, is that it's a pretty large settlement for Kovarru, but it's not the largest. But legally, Kinta's Rest is neutral ground for the 3 council. It's the place of legislation and where law is made and upheld. Kinta's Rest itself is independently run. The council gives over their authority to a place called the Assembly. It must be made up of people who live here and operate trades and modes of production. But the council comes here to decide laws that affect the whole of Kovarru, and then they move off to their various regions. There are 3 of them, and they surround the big lake, a lake called Tapka Lake, which is in the middle of the Valley of Kovarru. All the rivers lead towards Tapka. And on each side is each council's jurisdiction. Each councillor, I should say. Each councillor has their own board of advisors that they consult on matters within their own region, and then they come together and make universal laws over the whole of the valley. Each region must abide by the valley's laws, but they are given a little bit of independence to make their own. So each of the regions are just a little bit different. Kinta's Rest is... yeah, go on.
Something I wanted to ask is, who are these councillors?
Well, there are 3 of them. They do change every few years, but the longest running one is called Councillor Lillian. She's really the most level head of the council so far, in my experience and from what I've seen. She's she's a bonbow and is more of a trying to figure out which of her information to give first. She used to be sort of an arbiter when she was a lot younger. She climbed to the council position through that. I remember there was something... There was a bit of a family affair going on in Kinta's Rest a few years ago, and she settled it quite deftly. 2 businesses were fighting. They were both about to go under with their fights, and she, I don't really remember what she did, but let's just say that under her, when she gets involved, she doesn't often, but when she does, problems get fixed. She's a very reliable member of the council. Then, and we'll move over to Lana from up high. Lana points to the council building, and she's like pointed it out, and she says, "That's where they all meet. You have Councillor Mesdevdin, the most recent member of the council. She is an interesting one. She was born into a community in the valley originally separated from the settlers. She's a dragon folk. There was fear of the strange all around us for quite some time. I was there. But as she grew up, Mesdevdin helped her community integrate, and now you might see a couple of Drak around Kinta's Rest as well. And within their own villages, some of us have migrated there too. It was this and other things that she's done regarding protection of the environment that have earned her seat as a councillor in the eyes of Kovarru. She is an environmentalist first, and she has an outlook to protecting it at all costs.
Sounds like my type of gal.
I figured you might like her. I know her to be very compassionate. She is quick to act when she feels she is needed. Though, if you ask some of us, some feel she might act a little too quickly, but she always tries to do what is right. And then we go back to Lota, and we'll say, you know what? No, I think I think let's skip over to Rauna and Cyrta, because maybe do you think they would have asked about the counselors as well?
Yeah.
Because then I think Sonia
We're
would...
being talked about, so yes.
Yeah. Sonia would then talk about the third.
The third, here for a few years. A Keharim called Fala. He grew up elsewhere in the Green Belt. He came here as a young man and climbed the ladder through different means. His origins are shrouded in a bit of mystery, but, well, everyone's entitled to their privacy. When he arrived in Kovarru, he began. His ambitions, his wish to protect this place was fierce. And he felt...
Protect from what?
Oh, just in general, he's always seemed to believe that Kovarru is a place worth fighting for, and he's made it very clear that he is willing to fight. He's certainly the most aggressive member of the council, if you ask me, and he's very ambitious. But he is very, very efficient, and he is very clearly a born leader.
She does continue and say,
I've never been to his region of Kovarru, but I hear that the people there are not bad, per se. But the way he runs things, it's certainly... different.
Where is his region?
It's towards the west. Well, the west of the map, anyway. The most westward, towards the western mountain range. It's a little further away from the lake. If you leave Kinta's Rest, the north region, you will arrive first at Councillor Lillian. If you keep traveling across the lake and to the far north of Kovarru, you will find Miss Devdin. And then, of course, as I said, to the west is Fala's.
Just nudge.
I don't like to speak of others poorly behind their back. We have a diverse council, to be sure. But that is a healthy sign, I think. If everyone agreed on everything all the time, it wouldn't really be very interesting now, would it?
Sometimes we do not want interesting.
True. But challenge is sometimes needed for us to see things that we would not have seen ordinarily.
You are right.
This is all hypothetical, of course.
we'll go to Ramba again. And I think at this point we'll say from the perspective of Ramba, you are hearing this from Lena, but all of you can kind of put this together as well. As I've said before, Kinta's Rest is located around the curve of the river Sutlin, which is one of the main rivers that flows through Kovarru, and it goes all the way to Tupka Lake, and then around the lake are these three regions.
And I think, yeah, Ramba, you can see the architecture from above quite clearly, the 3 regions. And I think the one thing you can see is this town fishes hard. Like, people have talked about fishing before, but like the entire industry of the town relies on the river. It's not just fishing though, it's also panning. There's drinking water, there are water sports, but the main resource extraction that happens here is not the building of like big industry, but there are panning facilities on the river that don't necessarily disturb the river, but do fish out the minerals that flow down from the waterfalls. That is the main. They aren't active right now because the river isn't fully flowing yet. The ice is just broken. But Lana does explain to you that the main way that we acquire resources is from the water. It is believed that the main resources are located in the mountains as raw materials, which are then flushed out with the waterfalls. They bring into the river. The lake also has some silt on the bottom of it where divers go in and they pan for minerals there. And that's like their main export. It's a valuable mineral. But because they don't necessarily extract from the mountains at the top, they don't really know much about the mineral itself. They just know that it's very valuable, and it also, interestingly, has sometimes has magical properties when combined with other things. Now, I am going to ask one last question. Well, I think 2 last questions because we've actually gone quite a lot over time. So,
oopsie.
And we've only had one break, so I apologize for that. But I hope you guys are still.
But it's been
cool
fun.
with things so far. Yeah, I've just kind of gotten lost.
Yeah.
Either way. Yeah. So, with that said, I want to ask 2 questions. The first one is there anything anyone else is doing in your separate in your separate places? We'll go with Ramba first. Are you asking any more questions? Are you doing anything else with Lana? What is the last thing that you do with her?
I think as the air view tour is being wrapped up and I'm being plopped back onto the ground, it would just be like an immense amount of gratitude for sharing all the history and speaking about, answering all of her questions and everything. And she would make a note, making the point to pull out a little bit of a parchment and writing down now the events of yesterday and today so far onto something for her own recorded journeys at this point, and maybe sharing a couple of her own stories of what she's seen with Lena as well, as thanks for teaching her about Kinta's Rest.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, she takes that. And I'm assuming, have you told her about the people you travel with, like Ochros and stuff?
Oh, yeah. So, while flying around, would have pointed out, the massive fucking elephant to me. That's a friend. And then making mention of...
we should arrest him.
And... Get a dress! And making mention of the fairy she met and the hunter, and how there's some history there. She's very open with information to people. She's not a very secretive person, and absolutely will be very forthcoming about who she came here with and
cool
such.
Awesome. Then in that case, she'll kind of use a wing to sort of bank slightly and go down and say, I should probably go drop you off with your friend then. If you don't mind, I do have other people to raise the morale of.
No, I'd prefer to walk actually and just see a bit more of the town from down my usual perspective.
Fair
thank
enough.
you so much.
She'll pick out a place to drop you off at, and before long she'll let you go and say, it was lovely to meet you, my dear. I hope you'll enjoy the festival tonight.
I'm excited for it. Hope to see you there.
Oh, you most certainly will. I will be at the final event. I'm sure
It will be something you enjoy. You might even be able to participate.
Don't get me excited.
Too late! Hoo-hoo! And she leaves.
Just up, waving her off from the floor.
All right. We'll go Cyrta and Rauna. What is the last thing you're doing here? First of all, Cyrta, are you buying anything? And is there anything else other than what I mentioned that you want to buy?
Well, Cyrta has an idea for something if she couldn't find it.
Yeah?
She's gonna ask Big Mushroom Friend. For some of that, like, you know, smelling salt powder, but in like small explosive packages.
Oh no.
Okay. Okay. Do you still want it to do the same ability, like mark a stress and clear an HP?
Not the clear the HP part.
Okay, you want it
Oh,
you
just
basically
stress
just want it to be a
powder.
fucking
So
powder that you throw
like,
at people and mark
kind of like a
stress.
stun grenade kind of thing.
Amazing,
You know? Like,
amazing. Okay.
yeah.
She looks over at you and says,
That sounds devious. Ho, ho, ho. I'm very happy to provide you with, just altered smelling salts, really. Hold on.
she'll move around and say,
If you can pay, I'll take it for 3 handfuls.
she gives a number of gold, and then you can it's 3 handfuls of gold for 3 doses of this this powder.
Looks up
And,
at Rauna with big wide eyes.
There we go.
We'll call
I
it.
believe I have math correctly.
The reason I've made it 3 handfuls, which is quite expensive, is because it's basically free stress. You don't have to mark. You don't have to. It's not an action to do it.
Yeah.
You just poof and you mark a stress. So you have stun powder, which I can add to your sheet, or you can do it for me as well. But I can also make it like do things. So let me do that. Stun powder. Okay. Cool.
Pleasure doing business with you. Don't make too much trouble with it.
Okay. And Rauna, what's the last thing you do?
Say goodbye and thank for a wonderful chat.
Okay, fantastic. She says,
Do stop by again if you have any more monster parts.
Of course.
Goodbye.
and a very strange thing happens. Like as you leave and close the door, it's kind of like your ears pop a little bit as the spores leave and go back into the house. Yeah. And as you walk across the docks, as Ramba kind of moves across, Ramba will say, or Ramba and Rauna and Cyrta will say, like, you spend another couple of hours just sort of moving around before you reunite, maybe for some lunch or whatever. If there's anything in particular you'd like to do, we can discuss that later. I won't have you reunite just yet. We're just gonna, but it's implied. I'll just say that after a couple of hours you end up reuniting. So as I said, if there's anything else you want to do, we can talk about it next session. For now, though, Ochros, what's the last thing you do?
There was one thing I wanted to clear up. So, Councillor Fowler was mentioned only in the west region,
Yeah.
right? And so the south region was when we found the cave of the door, right?
So you're in. Yeah. I'll draw a little. I don't have a full map, but I will.
Basically, what I'm trying to ask is basically, is hearing this, we're learning that Councillor Fowler is in a region they really shouldn't be in.
It's outside of Kovarru entirely, which is a region they shouldn't be in.
Okay.
It's not
it's not
within
like
the
under
mountains.
another councillor's.
It's on the other side of the mountain range. It's not within anyone's territory. It's very specifically
Gotcha.
outside of Kovarru. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
When you found the cave, you hadn't entered Kovarru yet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was basically what I was wondering.
Yeah. A little outline
But
is
besides that,
the mountain range curves in like a C fashion from south to west to north, and then the other side is just big forest, and and maybe a little bit more like mini mountains, but not part of the same range. You enter from the south area and you go down the mountain pass into Kinta's Rest, where you are now. And if you go further north, you're ending up in the quote-unquote south region. Like, Kinta's Rest is just the furthest south, but technically still south of the lake is the Drac Councilor's region, Mesdevden. And then
To the west of the lake is then on the western mountain ranges is Fala, and then to the north of the lake, up at the top of Kovarru, is Lillian as well.
Okay, got you.
So what is your...
the-
Yes, Rauna.
The place I also forgot it that Ramba and Rauna had visited. That was that Badeek mentioned. There was possibly the warmonger here. Where was that?
Wait. One more time?
The place that Badeek mentioned that was like possibly.
Oh, that's Del Karstoon.
more.
That's not in Kovarru at
Yeah.
all. That's a entire neighboring region.
Yeah, but in what direction?
Southwest.
West.
Southwest. Yes.
Yeah. Over the
Map,
mountains and
please, next
deep,
time.
deep into the forest. Yes. So
Yeah.
I plan on making a big map, but I wanted
Wonderful,
this.
thank
I specifically wanted this episode to create the kind of
Yeah.
area for you and sort of build out the city more. And then once that's done, I can now draw an outline for you. I feel more confident with it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ochros, go ahead. Give me your last thing.
That was basically it. I was just a clarification. Other
Okay.
than that, I don't think I have anything
Very
on
cool.
my mind. Think about it for next time, though. Yeah.
Then I don't think there's is necessary to end on a cliffhanger. But I will spend another fear, and that's a special tool that we'll use later.
Oh no.
As yes,
I will, however. renewed with the presence of someone that is like, oh wow, this guy's actually from history, and he's not like, they're pretty cool. He's like, wow, that's very cool though, so I'm gonna get 4 hope from that.
4 hope. There you go.
Which I'm maxed out, so it's actually free. Yep.
Okay, cool.
That also
Hey, can,
Might as well.
can I have some hope as well? You've got any spare?
Sorry, I can't
only
see
need-
you right now.
Fuck.
It's within far
but
range, sorry.
I mean, I'm always in your thoughts, right? Because you love me so much.
At that moment,
I
as the afternoon, as the day moves into midday, everyone starts to kind of break for lunch, and the streets clear a little bit. Restaurants open, cafes open, and people start to all like collectively have lunch on this day of preparation, and you guys all figure that you need to find something to eat. As I said, if there's anything in particular that you'd like to do before you reunite, that's of course we can discuss that maybe during the week, or maybe leave this for next session if there's something pressing. But other than that, I think this is a great time for lunch and
think,
for us to end here.
At that
Yes.
point, Cyrta might actually request that they go somewhere a little quieter to eat, because I'd imagine there's a lot of magic and like music going on in preparation. So
Oh,
she's
yes.
she's probably feeling a bit
A bit
bloated
queasy.
out, like,
A bit queasy.
like,
Fantastic. All right, then in that
guys,
case,
tummy hurt.
you will end up
Aw.
reuniting and having a much more quiet lunch. Maybe on the riverside. We'll paint a little picture there in our minds, and that is a lovely place to end this session.
40 minutes late, I'm so sorry.
Goodness.
Fine.
No, but we had fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
I had a great time. That was very, very, very nice. I absolutely loved that. Hello, Alfred. Welcome. We're just about to end.
Oh no, perfect timing.
Timing.
That was an amazing amount of fun, actually. I loved that. The first, I'm sorry we didn't have a second break either. As I said, it turns out that we all get
It
very
flew
into these
by.
certain moments. It really flew by. I really did lose track of that time. Oh,
Yeah.
man. But thank
The
you
best
so much for
time.
being here. I had a great time. It's really cool to be building out this region of the world. I feel, as I said, my plan was to wait on a map. I tried a few times. I tried a few times to make a... Bless you. Good lord. I tried a few times to make a map of Kovarru, and I just looked at a blank canvas like, I don't feel a connection here yet, so I want to wait. And I waited until...
Now you might have a better idea.
Yeah, I have a good idea. We're good. I can make this now. Yeah, so you can expect a nice region map next session. Yay! Right, I
Oh,
think
maybe we could say one of us actually got a map of the area.
that is what I was planning on doing. Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
So, let's do a little bit of feedback quickly. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about that happened in the session that you wanted to do differently, or anything that you particularly liked, or anything you want to improve upon?
I
anything
think
like
we should
that?
have gotten more money for that cockatrice head.
You would.
2 bags? More than 2 bags?
Honey.
Wait, didn't Rauna get like a whole bag from?
She had a
that
whole
bear
bag for
job?
chasing away the bear, and now
bear.
you get 2 bags for a cockatrice head. Yeah.
Oh, 2 bags.
No, a bag.
Yeah.
For some reason,
yeah.
for some reason, my brain was like, she only got 2 handfuls from now. What are we
Yeah, no.
That's a
No,
cockatrice.
bags.
It's 2 bags. You killed a tier 2 solo
hell
enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is for rich.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything else that needs to be said?
Yeah, absolutely joyous. Had lots of fun.
Very cool.
Many fun.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, no, I can't think of anything. It was just amazing.
Amazing. Very cool. Then to do a very quick recap. The first part, we divide this session into 2 acts rather than 3. The first act saw the party stumble into Kinta's Rest and make a bit of a ruckus trying to get Badeek under control. But after thoroughly eventually convincing him that they were going to be that he was going to be okay and they weren't going to hurt him, he actually ended up changing his mind and approaching them with an offer of help. And if they really wanted to help, Councillor Fala feared war. For whatever reason, Badeek was not informed, and so he resolved to tell Councillor Fala about the group and that they were possibly able to help. That is something that he will tell the councillor later this day. Staying at an inn in the forested region of Kinta's Rest, the group woke up to a crowd and ended up splitting up and exploring the city in their own way. Ochros found an admirer, a historian, and a lecturer, hoping to learn more, and someone who didn't quite see the appeal of having Ochros in Kinta's Rest. With Rauna and Cyrta going to an apothecary to sell off the cockatrice head and find out some more information, and Ramba herself experiencing the more musical side of things and getting her very own aerial tour of the town. Eventually, for lunch, after doing their own little errands, they have now met up at a sort of riverside restaurant or cafe, and that is where we will end. Very cool. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you, players. I'll come and chat to you in a second. For now, say goodbye, stream.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
And for the rest of you, it's been just such an incredible time once again for your for my sake, for your sake. I'm very sorry. I can go for ages. The time definitely runs away from me. Thank goodness I chapter mark these things because whoa. so much world building, so much lore. And when I'm in that state, when I get into those moments, it's very, very hard to break out and check the time and actually keep things moving. So we will not. This is not a habit. We're not going for 4 hours usually, but just for today because it was a world building heavy session. Regardless, no matter how you engage with this, if you want to know what resources we used, you can go and check the description of the video. If you want to join the community, you can join the Discord, where we can talk about what happened today. And if you're watching on the VOD or if you're watching live, if you managed to be here the whole way, good on you. Amazing. Thank you. And I really appreciate that you've been here, and I hope you have a wonderful day further. Have a great week. I'll see you next Sunday. As always, stay hydrated, be kind to yourself, and take care. Goodbye.